So he would have played, in fact, I think the first ruck for South Australia in those days was Wedding, Curley and Potter. Potter, the rover from Port Adelaide. As we get the play underway here, and Dragicevic it is who gets the first kick away, as West Adelaide now going towards the southern end here at Elizabeth. The ball's locked up though. Umpire letting play go on. There's a hand pass that came out there from the West Adelaide player in Ben Newbury, the former Glenelgan South Adelaide boy, and a free kick to be paid here to Westies. A hand pass came out to Dragicevic again with that dark hair of his. Goes in towards Wiggins. He couldn't take the mark. Oh, there's a big bump applied there by the West Adelaide player there, and a long shot for goal. The Westie applying the bump there was Bonadio, but it's Central District very, very good in that last line of defence, and it looks like it's McCabe, is it, coming out of defence now, goes down towards the wing, across to James Gowans, number 28, across toward the half-forward line. Central District in attack now. They've gone inside 50. No score yet. A minute gone in the opening minutes of this game. It's way down the other end of the ground, John Simons. This is where you take over.
Big Buckets McKenzie's the player that's got his hands to the ball, dug on hands and knees, gets a handball on the up to accommodate a teammate there in Chad O'Sullivan, I think it might be. He's going to get the first shot on goal, and he's going to put it through for the opening major of the game. Indeed he has. Chad O'Sullivan, playing game number 4 in Central District's colours, kicks his third goal for the club, the opening goal of the game, 1.5 minutes into the contest. Stewie Cochrane, he's a handy pickup, no doubt.
Definitely. I mean, we're hoping that he takes over from where Marco Bello left off. He's got the number 7 Guernsey, and he's been great over the pre-season. Had a couple of injury setbacks, but he's really a pocket rocket, and we look forward to him kicking some more goals like that tonight, I think.
They tell me he represented Victoria last year against South Australia in the state match, so the boy can play a little bit.
Yeah, he did well too.
There's the ball out of the centre. West Adelaide go forward once again, but it looks like it will be Central's getting it out of defence there. Off to Hyde. His kick was smothered, but he picked it up once again. Goes with the kick down towards the wing. It's all Central District this time. They are racing through. Is that where? Slade it is. It's a long way from here. And with the lights on, of course, it's a bit harder to pick up the boys. West Adelaide coming out of defence this time. Grieger this time. Number 26. He went with the hand pass. Got it across there. It might have been Holland's play on, or Dragicevic now. A left foot kick down towards half forward. Big Wiggins is in there. He's thrown to the ground in front of the bar, or he was bumped right near the bouncy castle. Not that he's endeavouring to play on it or anything like that, but it's just behind him. The kids are having a ball on that, but the umpire comes in and says it is a West Adelaide free kick, and it looks like it might be Wiggins who's got the free. Drives it back in towards the centre of the ground, and the mark is taken here by the West Adelaide player, but up high and taking a very, very good mark there. Very good mark there is Adrian Wilson. That was sensational stuff. The son of Wilbur coming out now towards the grandstand side, finds Graham. Graham feeds off the hand pass there, gets it across there to Chris Mussolino with that left foot of his. He looks down here in the direction of Big Scholar. He couldn't take the mark. The ball is on the ground. Will be picked up here by Jericho. He comes down the grandstand flank. Good kick too, down towards the half-forward line. He goes. The race is on for it. Is it going to be picked up here by the player there for West Adelaide in Wedding? Does it brilliantly too with his left foot. Got it across here to his teammate in Benny Hollins. He dummies around, kicks right up in towards the teeth of goal. Getting up very, very high there was a big pack of players. The ball's on the ground though, and will be cleared once again by the Central District defenders.
Slade is the player that kicks it out to accommodate Thomas. He's got some support there in Norsworthy. We're not back in the 1980s there. It is actually, in fact, sons of those great players, and the Central District's football club clears the ball out there through McKenzie, gets it back to McCabe. McCabe's going to handball long inside 50. James Gowans has made space in front of the scoreboard, doesn't have a shot on goal, tries to chip it back short to O'Sullivan, and he's been interfered with here, I think. A push in the back, and the free kick will go to the opening goal kicker of the game in Chad O'Sullivan, lining up for what would be his and his side's second goal in the game as the clock ticks over at the 4-minute mark. The scoreboard reading at the moment, Central District's 1 goal, West Adelaide yet to score. Stewie Cochrane will know better than us what sort of a shot on goal he is.
Yeah, he's a good shot on goal. I think he'll slot this one through, and yeah, as we were saying before, a pocket rocket, and been really impressive for the club so far, and I think he won't have any worries with this shot on goal.
And a left footer as well. No? Just kick the first. Okay.
Both sides of the body, mate.
Obviously, as he comes in and lines up for goal. Now, let's have a look. Chad O'Sullivan, a little bit out to the right. It's not going to swing back enough and through for a minor score. So 1-1, Chad O'Sullivan, and Central Districts for that matter. West Adelaide are yet to score. 7 points is the margin. And West Adelaide have got themselves inside their forward 50-metre arc on a couple of occasions, but unable at this point in time to take a mark inside 50. So the likes of Wiggins up there, Bonadio, Wedding, They're the players they're going to be looking for to start taking some marks up there to give their side some shots on goal. The ball coming in now through Dragicevic. He's tried a little clever kick, if you like, a little sideways, and he's just tried to be a bit too clever. Ball's going to dribble over the boundary line and through for a boundary throw-in. It's 50 metres out from the Bulldog goal in front of the lit-up scoreboard there, Doug Oakley.
Action now deep in that forward pocket here for Central District, but coming out strongly, it is Donaldson. Umpire says it is a free kick, though, and it looks like it's going to go the way of Central District once again. Very, very close to goal from 45 metres out. And the boy going back to have this shot for goal is James Gowans. And he'll kick from about 45 and should have no problems with the distance. The breeze, the slight breeze we've got is coming in from the south, so it should favour him as he throws the ball up. Just reminding us that Matthew Lloyd still plays football, although he's out, it looks like, all this year. But he threw the grass up there. Didn't throw the ball up, threw the grass up just to see which way the wind was going. And in comes Gowans now. He'll kick from, as I say, 45 metres. There's the kick for goal. He's normally a beautiful kick, and this one is just off target, though, and gone through for a minor score. So Central District, 1 goal to 8 on the Life FM scoreboard. Leading West Adelaide yet to score. The match tonight brought to you by TJM Products for serious four-wheel drive enthusiasts, EIG Ansvar and State Security Services.
West Adelaide now. Dragicevic had possession, as did Slattery. They're mucking around with it, about 4 handballs, and they've gone backwards still with all 4 of those. Now they're going to link up again through Dragicevic. Breaks through a Central District's tackle, running through the centre square now. He's going to kick it long, looking for Wedding. Takes the ball out in front of his eyes. The umpire says he did it. He held it long enough before the spoil came from behind, and the mark paid 80 metres out from the West Adelaide goal. Looking at their third entry inside 50. He's going to try and spot up there. Wiggins playing in front. Waiting down for the crumb for West Adelaide was Newbury. It didn't come to him, and in the end, putting his body in front and receiving the free kick was Benny Hollins for West Adelaide, about 45 metres out from goal. He will have a shot. He doesn't look entirely confident to kick this one, looking to give off a short one, but now with all of those options, he's made the decision that he's going to have to go back and take some responsibility to nail this one himself for his club. There is no breeze here at Hamra Holmes Oval, so that should not be a factor in this kick. Let's have a look. Did he get the journey? It's touch and go. I think he has. Big Sculler puts up his hands, but he can't reach that one. And Benny Hollins opens up the account for the West Adelaide Football Club. He has kicked a major from 45 metres out, and Central Districts now have a 2-point lead. 7.5 minutes played in the opening quarter. They are 1-8 to West Adelaide, 1 goal. Special comments tonight from Central District midfielder or backman, I'm not sure what you want to be called these days, Stewie Cochran.
Yeah, disappointing. I think that's frustrating for the Central supporters, seeing 2 easy shots on goals that have gone missing, and then Westies come down and make them play on the scoreboard. So frustration.
Probably wants to be known as a goal-kicking legend, Stewie, if the truth is known. Most backmen and on-ballers want to kick a goal or two. As the free kick is played on the centre of the ground, it will go the way of Central District. And Matty Slade, hasn't he been a wonderful player over the years? Going back now, goes in short, finds James Gowans, already getting lots of the ball. Look at that beautiful disposal there, and he's found his teammate too in Paul Thomas. Took it one-handed almost, goes with his left foot right up and towards the teeth of goal. It comes off hands. Another chance here for Centrals. A shot for goal by McCabe by the looks of things, yep. And it's gone through for a minor score. Good story on Luke McCabe too, and this weekend's budget. 8 minutes gone on the quarter. We've got Central District 1 goal 3-9. West Adelaide 1 goal straight 6. And the ball immediately brought back into play now. Out towards the wing it goes, and the mark will be taken here by Slattery, brother of Henry, who's down at Essendon these days. You probably saw him with the Bombers the other night. So we're just waiting for him to go back now and to drive West Adelaide forward. And he comes. And he gets about 40 metres with that. Oh, good mark. Excellent mark taken by big Paul Scullers, who put the arms up, but he held it vice-like. Went with the hand pass across to Paul Thomas. Most of us are a little bit baffled as to why he's still not playing AFL football, but that's the way it goes. Gets it on there to James Gowans. Gowans into the centre of the ground. Intercepted here by West Adelaide. Ben Haynes it was who dropped what he might have taken. Went with a hand pass. Ill-directed, though. Sipinata's got it. Got it out to Off to Hyde. A tap on there by McCabe. It was a little bit too fancy, perhaps, under the circumstances. Umpire letting play go. Is there going to be a ball up? I think they'll have to be. No one able to break clear there. And so the action brought to a standstill on the edge of the 50-metre square. West Adelaide in attack. But at the moment, Central's lead 9, almost 10 minutes into the quarter. 1-3-9. Westies 1 goal straight 6. And Stuart Cochran, a fairly intense game at the moment.
Yeah, Central's definitely had a lot of the ball to start off with. We're just going to make sure we make Westies pay on the scoreboard. But, I mean, here's another foray into attack now, so we'll see whether they can go a bit straighter into the forward line.
Big Scholar wins the rucking infringement, and a good-looking kick out to Mackenzie on the outer wing there. Takes the mark, kicks it inside 50, a tumble punt. Best position there was the West Adelaide wingman in Ben Newbury, who took the mark. Looking to play on straight away now. Some chain of handballs for West Adelaide. Ends up with Dragicevic again getting some possession through the centre corridor, but the kick was well smothered by Central Districts on that occasion. The turnover comes to O'Sullivan. He chips Central's inside 50. Daniel Shell, fantastic handball there over to Gowans. I think that one is Chris, as he doesn't turn around for me, but it looked like Chris Gowans, and his shot narrowly misses and hit the goalpost through for a minor score there to Chris Gowan. Central Districts now 1 goal 4. They are 10. West Adelaide are 1 goal straight. The kick, the resumption in play comes straight down the centre wing. Central Districts have got the numbers there. Thomas combines with Ware, who chips one in short and finds his target in Chris Gowans. He's going to send the doggies inside 50. Slade coming out. Also Westhoff coming across. That one's Lee. Gets his hand to the ball, and front of the pack there also for West Adelaide is Dragicevic, and ties it up. We will have a bounce down 55 metres out from the Bulldogs goal. They lead by 4 points at this point in time. O'Sullivan flying high, thumps it away from the Central Districts goal though, but Ware is there to be able to pick it up, pumps it inside 50. Where's Daniel Shell? The kick won't accommodate him on that occasion. It slips through Grieger. McCabe trying to run onto it, but Grieger positions himself very well defensively, utilises his vice skipper as opposed to kipper, and gets it in Simon Munn, and West Adelaide able to get it over the boundary line for a boundary throw in 40 metres from the doggies goal. Doug Oakley.
Watching now for the boundary umpire in front of a pretty healthy crowd here tonight. It really has built up over the past half hour or so. Glover got the ball, went with the hand pass there, got it out to his teammate. Is that Donaldson fighting for it on the ground? Umpire says it may have been, no, it wasn't deliberate. And 12 minutes gone on the quarter, 4 points the margin. Central District leading at this stage, 1-4-10. Westies just the one straight goal. Ben Hollands kicked that one, while for Central District, Chad O'Sullivan kicked their goal. There's the throw-in. It's a long way from here. Big Scholar got the tap out, though. His hands are a long way from most people too. He's so tall. Comes out in the direction of O'Sullivan. He's in there. Can't pick up the ball. He applies the tackle, though, on Newbury. Players trying to burst their way clear. Can't do so. Umpire comes in once again and says it is going to be mine. It's about 45 metres out from the Central District goal. They're going towards the Elizabeth City end here under the lights at Elizabeth, now known as the Hamra Homes Oval. And the umpy puts the ball down once again. Bounces it this time. Up they go. The tap on there by Big Scholar, but going to be taken away here by West Adelaide. A hand pass came out there to Izard, the Port Power player, the youngster. Kicks down towards the wing, and that's a very, very good mark taken by Adrian Bonadio. He, of course, is the Adelaide Crow rookie. He's a big lump of a lad, and he can kick the ball a country mile too. Goes in towards centre half forward. Almost a mark taken there by Central District. Didn't hold it long enough. Ball is on the ground. Tapped out here in the direction of the West Adelaide player. I'll pick him up in a moment. It was Slattery by the looks of it. Ball, cried the crowd as the kick in there by Philip Byrne, playing his first game here at senior level. A kick up the ground was sensational. West Adelaide have hit the front, and Benny Haynes has kicked a miraculous goal. This boy can play, as we know. Recruited from Essendon, and that was sensational. West Adelaide 2 goals straight, 12. Central District 1 goal for 10. It's a funny old game, this game of football. Stuart Cochran. Centrals have had the ball down there most of the time. Westies have made the most of the opportunities. It's as simple as that.
Definitely had the majority of the inside 50s, but Westies are playing a lot more efficient football at the moment. So, yeah, getting the results on the scoreboard too.
Just ahead of John Simons, Ben Pittman's got a few stats for us.
Inside 50s, 8-4 Central's way, and Dragicevic has got 8 possessions already.
50% conversion there for the Bloods on their inside 50, both in the form of majors there. One to Benny Haynes and one to Benny Hollands, the B1 and B2, as they may well be known. West Adelaide win the centre clearance on this occasion. Izard best position to try and fly high for that one. He ended up grounded in that marking contest, and in the end spilled the chest mark, and the umpire comes in now after Izard mops up inside of that pack and will ball it up out of centre wing here at Hamra Homes Oval. And let's see, another pack going to develop. No, he's going to get one high there, I think, to the Central District player in, is it O'Sullivan? No, James Gowans, I think it might be. Feel free to jump in at any stage, Stewie. It's tough on the outer wing there.
Stewie didn't know.
No, I know. I gather that. As Gowans kicks it in board now to Norsworthy. We can pick him up, obviously, wearing the long sleeves just to help the commentators out tonight. Norsworthy kicks it long to the Central District's half-forward line. West Adelaide are going to repel the attack now. And Slattery gets a long kick. He's kicked it to a 1-on-2, though. Wiggins, the West Adelaide player, is the one and outnumbered. And Central, through Mussolini, will go back inside 50. It just carries over the top of the head there of the Central player, and Munn mops up for West Adelaide again. A chain of handballs gets them out of the defensive zone, and Newbury just gets his kick forward prior to getting tackled. Wedding coming from behind pushes his opponent in Mussolino out of that marking contest, and the Central District defender will win the free kick. He's going to kick it laterally to accommodate Scholar. It bounces before the big fella can take the mark. He's able to win it at ground level, goes to Sullivan, who feeds off to Hyde. He's going to kick it long out to the centre wing, and playing in front and taking a strong mark out there for Central Districts was, it may have been Chris Gowans, I think, on that occasion. Got the kick, but it's turned over. West Adelaide have regained possession through McMillan, kicks it out wide there, and big O'Sullivan, I think, has taken the mark there for West Adelaide. He's going to kick it long inside 50. It'll be another free kick here, this time to Big Scholar, who positioned himself well, Doug, to again repel that attack for West Adelaide, and takes the free inside defensive 54 Central Districts. Feeds now, it's going to come to the agency of, is it Brooks? Stephen Brooks going to take the handball over to O'Sullivan. Gee, looks like Marco Bello running through the middle of the ground there in number 7, but he utilises Sibonala kicking along, looking for Daniel Shell. Grieger with him step for step. Gets the punch, Westhoff, that's Lee, kicks it long to the top of the square. Going back is Big Buckets. McKenzie can't get his hands to that one. He's involved. He's outnumbered actually 1-on-2, and the numbers will actually win out for West Adelaide. Jericho gets tackled, his attempts to handball that, but West Adelaide has still got the numbers, enormous numbers back there, and eventually will relieve through the agency of Mark Dragicevic.
Dragicevic now comes in. This must be possession number 9. Goes down towards half-back, outer side of the ground. I wish the boys had come down this side. They're a little bit hard to pick up with the lights. Oh, a spectacular leap there by Daniel Shell. Midway between wing and half-forward. The ball is on the ground. Play on calls the umpire. Again, there's a hand pass that comes out there. Little O'Sullivan, he looks good. Got the hand pass away there. Crossed in the direction of his teammate in Westhoff. It's not Westhoff, it is Graham. Onto the left foot this time. The race is on for it this time, but West Adelaide will win out, and a hurried kick out of bounds right near the scoreboard, which at the moment shows Westies 2 goals straight 12. Central District 1 goal for 10. 17 and a half minutes have gone in this opening quarter. What'll be going through Roy Laird's mind at the moment? Stuart Cochrane.
Well, I think the boys are putting on a lot of pressure, but it's just a matter of how long they can keep it up for with they're only the 4-day break, so they want to put some score on the board at the moment.
West Adelaide now take the clearance. They're going to kick it long up towards Wiggins. He's in front, but coming from behind, and a super reach over the top was Paul Sculler. He has actually started very well, doing a lot of his work in that behind the play role today, and winning some solid possessions for Centrals in the defensive half of the ground. Kicks it long inside 50. The applause you hear in the background was for the mark of Daniel Shell, the Ken Farmer medalist of last season. Takes the mark 45 metres out for the Bulldogs, outer side of the ground, at a 45-degree angle. Distance traditionally not a problem from this range for Daniel Shell. Just going to be a question of accuracy. He's going to kick it, release it from right on the 50-metre line. It's a good-looking kick. The crowd like it, the goal umpire likes it, and it's through for a major for Daniel Shell. Gets the Bulldogs back in front. They are 2-4-16, leading the Bloods 2 goals 12. Stewie Cochrane.
Exactly what Central's been missing over the last couple of weeks. A target that hit in the forward line, and Daniel Shell there provided a perfect lead and a great grab. Eve Sibonala's been used up there, and Quentin Graham, and competed well, but I mean, missing both Luke Cowan and Daniel Shell has definitely cost us. And
Doug, an injury here for Central District's Gowans. It looks like Chris Gowans is limping off at a very slow rate, so he's just going to get himself checked out to see how he is.
And Scott Dutchie coming on. He's another lad from Tanunda, like the Westhoff boys. And Nathan Steinburner, is he a Tanunda boy too?
Yes, he sure is.
So it's been a wonderful recruiting ground, as we know, the Barossa Valley, the Barossa Light and Gawler League as the umpire bounces the ball once again over the top. There was Graham. The ball is on the ground, and West Adelaide, no, Centrals have got possession of it this time, and there's a kick around his body there by Norsworthy, and a good mark is taken here. You can hear the applause in the background, and the boy with the mark is Quentin Graham. Good player, Quentin Graham. So often, not so much now, I guess, but in recent years has slipped under the guard of opposition teams. He's a tall player, but can also play as... you know, he's got the mobility of a smaller player. And he comes, kicks from 45 metres, almost directly in front. That one just swinging away a little bit, but I think he squeezed it in. Yes, he has, as the applause goes up for another goal here to Central District. And on the Life FM scoreboard, they move along to 3 goals for 22. West Adelaide, 2 goals straight, 12. And a big welcome to you wherever you might be, perhaps driving around the city at the moment or sitting around at home in a hospital, recovering. I hope things are going well, or listening to us on the internet. We say welcome to our broadcast on Life FM. Our special comments man here tonight is the injured Central District star Stuart Cochrane. And Stewie, Quentin Graham, as I mentioned, great player, underestimated player perhaps up until the last couple of years.
Yeah, he's a definite utility. I mean, you can use him up forward or down back, and he's got that star quality about him.
As the ball up once again to get play underway, umpire comes in and says there is a free kick, and it will be a West Adelaide free kick, and Andrew Purchase goes back. I think he's the equal lightest player on the field for what it's worth, 72 kilos, kicks in towards centre half forward, and not a good kick. This man is just about, in fact, I think he is best man on the ground. Big Paul Scudder has been sensational. Mark Dragicevic might challenge him for that title, but no, I'll give it to Scudder at the moment. It was a good mark, dropping back there in defence, drops it down towards the wing. Now the mark is taken by Scudder once again. There was another kick in between. I was hoping that he wouldn't mark it for that reason because I got caught out. But he kicks the ball back in towards the centre of the ground now, and Centrals have got it here through O'Sullivan. He tries to get through a pack of players, can't do so, went with the hand pass, and there'll be a free kick paid somewhere.
No, it's free to Centrals, Doug, and there's no advantage. So the umpire just correctly going to bring it back for Dutchke to retake the free kick.
Young Dutchke. And all the people from Tanunda here at the ground tonight are no doubt watching it. He fed the ball off nicely there to Paul Thomas. Kicks right up towards the teeth of goal. And there's a good mark. Big Mackenzie. The boy recruited from Kapunda. They call him Buckets. And he's a big, big man. 110 kilos, I think we've got him down for in the record. And he's a very, very good footballer. As he goes back and he'll line up for goal. About 20 metres out. He's on about a 45-degree angle. It will favour his right foot. And a chance to bring up the 4th goal for Central District. And he comes, number 18. Lining up, taking a lot of time as he carefully looks at the ball. There's the kick. I think he's put that one through. Yes, he has. It's gone through. A bit hard to tell from the angle here, and I think we were all a little bit slow to respond. Central District, 4 goals, 4. That's 28. Westies, 2 goals straight, 12. A quick comment from Stuart Cochrane, then a few stats from Ben Pittman.
Yeah, he's a great competitor, Buckets Mackenzie. You can throw him up forward and he'll take a mark like he just did then. And definitely, Doug, I'm with you. I think Paul Scudder best on ground at the moment. He's just positioning himself really well around the ground.
Central's really starting to convert their dominance. 13 inside 50s to 4, and Paul Scudder has had 6 touches with 4 marks.
And wins that tap out, does the big Central District ruckman. He has rucked the whole 23 minutes of this first quarter unchanged at this point in time, but the Dogs unable to capitalise on that advantage, and we will see a second ball up as James Gowan's pinned to tumble over, but in actual fact he was pushed over off the ball, and the umpire has paid him a free kick. Unusual, Stewie Cochrane, to see a Gowans involved in an off-the-ball scuffle.
They love a bit of niggle, don't they, the boys?
And Central now look to go inside 50. Got Brooks in support. Instead kicks it long inside 50. Grieger punches the ball with discipline. Central's looking to crumb the ball through Ware, throws the ball on his boot, but Newbury did well to apply the smother, then throws the ball onto his right boot, which is his wrong boot. And the mark was then taken by Donaldson, who plays on, takes a bounce, feeds in board to Haynes. West Adelaide looking to go through the corridor, look more likely to pierce inside 50 when they do. Bonadio well positioned to take the mark. Wilson coming from behind did well to spoil the larger opponent there. And Bonadio, McCabe cleverly slid to ground and then got back to his feet to break a tackle. Feeds Brooks, kicks the ball inside 50, but Grieger positioned in front of Daniel Shell on that occasion. Takes the mark and wins a 25-metre penalty with the SANFL rule of a player being unable to retard opponent after he takes the mark at all, and that's not a bad rule, I think, Stewie, as we see Sculler coming off for a well-deserved break, being replaced by Justin Westhoff, making his league debut and on the ground for his first piece of the SNFL action. But yes, Stewie, that rule's not a bad one, that 25-metre one. You know, it's quite clear, you cannot restrict the player at all.
Yeah, that's right. I think some teams are starting to use it to their advantage at the moment, but we'll see how it goes tonight.
Daniel Schell working very hard out of the full forward line, has applied a tackle here inside the centre square, wins the free for holding the ball, and then Benny Haynes, involved in a scuffle with Paul Thomas, has transgressed across the mark. Now, the umpire's paid a 25. I think, Doug, that should actually be a 50-metre penalty.
They wouldn't have done that last year, those two. They were both at Essendon.
Maybe they might have. Maybe that's where it's stemming from. And it's right on as well. Tom, it looked like it's broken up, and Haynes has come back for a second helping. And who knows? Maybe just a comment or two or some previous niggle from their time at Windy Hill last season.
Well, there's going to be a free kick to Centrals, and we're just looking to see where the kick's going to be taken now, because I saw one on the telly last night, was it? No, it was today, I reckon. It was poor old Brady Rawlings, who gave away 2 50-metre penalties. And they were both minor ones in a relative sense, but there's a goal to Central District.
Lee Westhoff.
And Westhoff, who's kicked that goal. Lee Westhoff, the left footer. And at the 26-minute mark of the opening quarter, Central District 5 goals, 4-34, leading West Adelaide 2 goals straight, 12. Central District taking control of this game. Stuart Cochrane.
You're just getting back to your 25-metre rule there. I just think some clubs now are just opting to hold that player up if they can see that there's an advantage down the ground. It sort of slows up the play, and they can get their players back behind it. But I mean, in that situation, it didn't really affect the play, but it has been used, I've seen in the last few weeks.
Intriguing that... But fantastic discipline from Daniel Schell afterwards. He worked hard up the ground to create the turnover after giving away the 25-metre penalty, enable the Dogs to go forward and kick a goal. Now West Adelaide have an opportunity through Haynes. He combines with Newbury to get the ball forward of centre for the Bloods. Wiggins not favoured by that kick. It's going to carry over his head, and Sibanala able to take an uncontested mark in defence for the Dogs. Feeds the ball now over to Paul Thomas, sprints through the middle of the ground, kicks it long. Jericho read the play well there, just stuck back to get in front of Daniel Schell on that occasion. Graham unable to provide any pressure of physical nature on that occasion in the marking contest, and Jericho held onto it well and actually relieved it to the outer side of the ground now. And in actual fact, McMillan involved now in the mark. He's going to kick it back from where it came. And the Bloods have gained nothing on this occasion. Grieger with that familiar kicking style. It's almost northeast-like, and it didn't help him on that occasion because he's turned the ball over here, and the Dogs, through Dutchke, gets the handball up to a pressure situation there. West Adelaide lay the tackle and then pick up possession of the ball, but he is hot and gone for holding the ball. And Elijah Ware, I think, is the player that will come up and have the shot on goal. 45 metres out for the Doggies, almost directly in front. Stu, you'd have to agree. You're teammates of these players. It's very difficult picking them up here at night time.
Yeah, it can be tough. But, I mean...
I'm hoping you agree anyway.
Yeah, a couple of times I've missed a couple of players. But we'll see there that Elijah Ware having a shot at goal now, and he should slot it.
Let's have a look. It's a pretty good-looking kick. Straight through the middle for a major. The game slipping away from the Bloods at this point in time. The Dogs kick their sixth. They are 6-4-40, leading West Adelaide, who are 2 straight 12. So it's a 28-point break, 28 minutes into the opening quarter, similar to what we spoke about pre-game, Stewie Cochrane, that we can see the Dogs scoring in big bursts tonight, and that's their best chance to win the game coming off the 4-day break.
And it was crucial that they got off to a good start, so it's starting to work its way off on the scoreboard now. It's good to see.
Almost quarter time here in the game at Elizabeth. This round... This game, at least, between Central District and West Adelaide, and this time umpire Richard Williams comes in and says it is going to be mine. Richard Williams himself having some experience with West Adelaide in the past at junior level, and I reckon he might have played at centre half forward or centre half back. He's a very tall sort of a lad. Dark hair, the ball's handed back to him, and he throws the ball in the air. Up they go. Big Jeremy Jakes is on there battling against Mackenzie. Mackenzie got the tap out, taken away by Haynes, though. Fed the hand pass out to Newbury. There's his kick. Got under it a little bit, makes it a little bit hard for the forwards. Goes down now towards the wing. Piacenti, his captain, is underneath it now. Went with the hand pass back to Newbury. Dribbles the kick in towards centre half forward. Coming out to meet it there, little Izzard. He went with the hand pass. Benny Hollands has got the ball out in front of him. Now will go with the left foot. Now right on the siren, and is out of bounds on the full. So a desperate attempt to score there, but has missed all the woodwork. And we find at quarter time, it's Central District, 6 goals, 4. That's the way it goes. It's quarter time here at Elizabeth. Central District, 6-4-40. West Adelaide, 2 goals straight, 12. 28 points the margin. Here's John Simons.
O'Sullivan, the aforementioned player, wins that tap out on that occasion. O'Sullivan for Central's able to take possession, though. He's tackled high and wins the free kick to get the first effective possession in the second quarter. He's going to kick it towards half forward. Mackenzie coming from the 50-metre line, Ware forced to chip in front of him and involve himself in that marking contest. Then Mackenzie, working hard at ground level, has got into the back of Izzard, and Izzard will take the free kick. He thinks about chipping short out to Mackenzie. McMillan, I'm sorry, still waving his arms around like a windmill to try and get hold of it, but his positioning opened up some space behind him for Benny Hollands to run into, which he's done, and then gleefully accepts the kick from Izzard. Hollands now is a well-directed kick. No, it's not in the end. He's looking for Newbury, but the Central player in Siboneyla read it well on that occasion, left his man in Wiggins to take the mark, utilises Schooler in the 1-2 to give himself some run, and then his kick, whilst it didn't have the greatest trajectory, it still found his target in Quinton Graham. He kicks it forward now towards the 50-metre line, where the mark is taken for Central Districts. Again, it's McCabe looking to get on the end of that one. He can't do so. James Gowan's read the ball fantastically on that occasion, gets the handle over the top to Luke McCabe, and he wanders into an open goal from 12 metres out and pops it straight through for the opening goal in this second quarter to Central District. 7-4-46. They move on to West Adelaide at 2 goals, and that's 12. It's a 34-point break for the Dogs in the early stage of the second quarter, but for my money, Stewie Cochran, they are getting their goals far too easily.
Yeah, and very impressive, James Gowans there. The quick hands set up that goal. They've got the quickest hands in the business, the Gowans boys. They practiced that at training, and it just paid off there.
It was a wonderful handball from James Gowans. Just the speed and the execution of it, but more so his positioning to win that crumb at ground level. The restart in play now. Ball going nowhere. Schooler, Haynes, and also Big O'Sullivan all involved in the tackling contest at that point in time. And coming from the bottom of the contest as well, Paul Thomas brings himself up from the ground and then wins the kick out in the restart. In play, gets it to half forward for the Doggies. Izzard there, well tackled for the Bloods. Ball not going anywhere. Is the umpire going to ping him? He's not on this occasion. Will come in and bounce it down 80 metres out from the Bulldogs' goal. 2.5 minutes played in the second quarter here at the Life FM broadcast at Hanborough Homes Oval. It is the home side by 34 points.
There's the action now with Mackenzie. Went with a hand pass, comes out to McCabe. He's 48 metres out. Tackled as he kicked the ball, so didn't really get an effective disposal then. Will be picked up here by West Adelaide by Jericho. Goes with the left foot. Gets pretty good distance with it too, down towards the wing. That's an excellent kick, and the mark will be paid there to Haynes. Probably didn't have total control of it. Dummies around his opponent, who was James Gowans. Then with his left foot into the centre of the ground. Beautiful disposal. Sensational. He found Newbury there. Newbury across to Izzard. Like the look of this lad. He's going to play a lot of AFL football, no doubt. He goes in short and finds his captain in Piacenti. David Piacenti now, big long kick out up towards the teeth of goal, but again West Adelaide falling down up there. 3.5 minutes into the quarter. Central's lead 7-4-46. West Adelaide 2 goals straight, 12. Life FM football on a Saturday night, and Gowans has got the ball now on the grandstand wing. Brings it down here in front of us. Up goes Big Mackenzie with the one hand. Couldn't take the mark. Still fighting for it on the ground. Slade got it. Went with a hand pass across to Lee Westhoff. Good football. The left footer, young Westhoff into centre half forward. A good mark by Quentin Graham. Got up there in front of of his opponent in Jericho. His kick wasn't so good, though. It may be effective in the end. No, it won't be. And Simon Munn came away, went with the hand pass to Newbury, got it back there to Grieger. Grieger goes out towards the half-back line, and West Adelaide now have got control of the ball, and John Simons has got the mic.
Newbury, who got the initial possession in the back half, works hard to get hold of it again, utilises Izard in the middle of the ground. He's going to kick it out wide. A couple of options out there. One of them is Benny Hollands sliding in to try and take the mark. He doesn't do so, but gets to his feet and gets the handball out to try and accommodate a teammate there in Dragicevic, but he can't get the handle on the ball either, and Central Districts do enough to tie it up for a bounce down 55 metres out from the Bloods goal on this occasion, as they desperately try and seek a reply to the early goal in the quarter for Central's through McCabe. It is Izard working hard on this occasion, overruns the ball though. O'Sullivan doesn't for Central Districts. Izard gets another opportunity, comes out to Slattery now. He's got a free player forward. If he can get it to him in Haynes, he does so. He's accomplished on either side of his body on this occasion. He's going to have to use his left. Gets a kick to the top of the square. It won't go through for a goal. West Adelaide almost taking a mark there. It may have been through Wedding, but unable to take it in the end. Ball spilt to ground, and the umpire will come, bounce it down 6 metres out from the Bloods goal. Wedding will now go up for the ruck contest. Sculler gets there and does enough to thump it through for a rush behind to the Bloods. Their first minor score of the evening to go with their two majors. They kicked in the first quarter. They are 2-1-13, trailing the Bulldogs, who are 7-4-46, 33-point margin. 5.5 minutes played, second term.
There's the kick in now, out towards the half-back line, and it's a race on for the ball. A lot of action very close to the ground tonight. No one able to really break clear still. Izard has got it this time. Went with the hurried kick right up in towards the teeth of God. Up goes Wedding, knocked away from him. The ball's on the ground. West Adelaide a chance. This could be a real chance for them. A snapshot for goal. It's gone through, and I think it might have been Wedding.
Yep, it was Wedding, Doug.
It was Wedding. I'll tell you what, he put that onto his boot in lightning speed and puts it through for the third goal for the night to West Adelaide. They needed it.
I tell you though, Doug, they were lucky on that occasion, Westies. It's in a sign of how they might be tracking. Their two crumbing players crumb to the back of that contest, or what's for them the goal side of the contest, but the back of the marking contest. If you're working hard enough or harder to win the game, you're doing the hard things like running to the front of the pack and crumbing in the right positions, and that's just a telltale sign at this stage of the contest that they're just not doing the right disciplined things they need to do to win the contest.
Second goal in his career for West Adelaide. Ashley Wedding coming down from Southern Districts in Northern Territory. West Adelaide now 3-1-19, but Central's dominating the game up till this point. 7-4-46. 6.5 minutes have gone in the second quarter. In towards centre half forward goes Central's. It's on the 50-metre line, and the umpire races it and says it is going to be mine. There will be a ball up. Westies needed that goal, I thought, Stewie. Desperately needed it, in fact.
And James Izard's set up the last two inside 50s too. The pressure that he's put on the Central's midfield has been great.
Got a touch of class, hasn't he? Really has. John Simons, all yours.
West Adelaide will relieve the pressure in the defensive half of the ground through Jericho. He comes to the grandstand side on this occasion, and we thank him for doing so. And Bourne for West Adelaide getting hold of that one in his league debut tonight. Gets the kick effectively towards Hollands. He's going to get a 25-metre penalty here. Chad Norsworthy in his effervescent attempt to try and place some pressure standing on the mark. Cribbed over the mark, and the umpire paid the 25-metre to allow Hollands to kick the ball inside 50. It could be another 25 here, as taking the mark for Westies inside 50 was Charles Slattery. Scholar took him what appeared to may have been slightly higher, but realistically it's just because of the height of the big fella, I think, Stewie Cochrane.
Yeah, a bit of loose checking there too by the Central's defenders. Had time to get back behind the ball, and still, after that 25-metre penalty, still let the Westies boys push forward and get on the end of that kick.
Very important shot on goal here for West Adelaide through Charles Slattery. They've just kicked the last major through the agency of Ashley Wedding. It's their first opportunity to kick successive goals in this contest, and that can bring about the all-important momentum word, which all football teams crave. It's a great-looking kick from Slattery from 52 metres out. He has cleared the fence, and it is a long, high, accurate drop punt. That's the goal of the day so far from Charles Slattery. A wonderful, skillful kick there. Pops it through for a major, and a badly needed one to the Bloods. They get two in a row that we just spoke about. They are 4-1-25. Central's are 7-4. 46. So 21-point break. What Central Districts can't afford to do now, Stewie Cochrane, is just to take the foot off the pedal at all, because West Adelaide may well capitalise on the opportunity.
Definitely need to keep that pressure on the Westies midfielders, and there's a good battle going on too between young Slattery and Elijah Ware. I think we might see another couple of goals out of those two before the night's over.
9 minutes have gone in the second quarter here from Elizabeth. The margin now is 21 points in favour of Centrals. Haynes got the ball onto his left foot, kicks it high in the air for West Adelaide. Almost a mark taken there by Westies in young Norsworthy. He can't burst his way clear. One of the few players, might be the only one to wear long sleeves tonight. Going to be taken here by Purchase. Swings the ball in towards centre half foot. Up they go, and an easy mark on the end was taken there by Central District. And Adrian Wilson looks very, very composed, John.
He absolutely does, Doug. He goes on his left boot, which is his kicking leg, unlike Chad O'Sullivan, of course. And gets involved in the contest again, runs up, receives a handball, gives one off, but the ball's turned over here on the half-forward line. West Adelaide have an opportunity, but O'Sullivan does well. The handball from West Adelaide went askew. He's received a high tackle, has O'Sullivan, and kicks the Dogs inside 50. Dutchke's going to have to fly for this one. Shell can't quite get there. Dutchke playing in front, can't take the mark. The Dogs are trying to win it at ground level now through Lee Westhoff. Dutchke's going to come back in again, forces the ball forward. Did he get a push in the back? The umpire said no, and the Bloods are still involved in the contest here. It's who wants the ball most at this stage, at this point in time. In fact, it's also who can get a handle on the ball, as no player can get clean possession, not through the Dewey ground at all. We wouldn't call it slippery, just through the conglomerate of players involved in that contest. And the umpire bounces the ball up now to try and clear the ball from the area. He won't do so again. You can throw a blanket over that group of about 15, 16 players involved in the contest at this point in time, and we'll have another ball up in about 30 metres out directly in front of the Bulldog goal. They lead by 21 points, 10.5 minutes into the second quarter at Hamra Holmes Oval. West Adelaide will try and clear it from defensive 50. They've got the run of it now. If they can just pick it up, Purchase or Izard there. Izard can't pick it up either. Neither can Haynes, but they've cleared it another 30 metres out of the danger zone, and the umpire again will come in to bounce it down 60 metres out from the Bulldog goal. West Adelaide just working a bit harder now to try and crib themselves back into this contest. They are doing so physically. They are attempting to do so in terms of scoreboard pressure now, as Izard again goes to ground, though, rather than keeping his feet at that contest. He's been tackled. He might get pinged here for holding the ball. No, there's just too many players involved in that one, so the umpire gives him the benefit of the doubt, and now it's 70 metres out from the Bulldog goal, Doug, and we'll have our fourth ball up in a row.
Yeah, I think the highlight of that passage of play was actually the boundary umpire having a drink. As the ball goes up, it's not one for the highlight reel, the drink either for that matter. As the action now, here they go. West Adelaide have got it as they run through the centre of the ground, and this is Slattery once again. Kicks the ball up towards, it was Weddy, who has taken the mark now about 40 metres, 45 metres out from goal. I don't know how he goes with distance, but this should be certainly within his range playing at this level. He'll kick from about 45. And
yeah, it looks like he drops the ball somewhat awkwardly, Doug, or strangely, if you like. So it'll be interesting to see how effective it is from an accuracy
I saw him when he
kick.
played his first game for Westies, it was in the reserves. He kicked 8 goals, and he just sort of dropped it onto the foot, and bang, through they went. So we'll see how this one goes. He's already kicked 1 goal here tonight. Ashley Wedding from Northern Territory comes in and kicks. No problems with the distance. Accuracy, not there on this occasion, and puts it through for a minus score, which probably puts a smile on Stuart Cochrane's face. 12.5 minutes of the quarter gone. Central 7-4, 46. West Adelaide 4-2, 26. 20 points the margin. And the ball is about to be brought back into play, but the ball going from both ends of the ground reasonably quickly now. Going to be picked up here by Ofterhide, or trying to pick it up anyway. Ran into a wall of players, taken by good football by Westies. Eventually they weren't able to burst their way clear, but it's pretty tight stuff at the moment too. The ball very close to the boundary line. Player, I thought, might have ducked his head there. Umpire said play on. No one able to burst clear. It's a little bit like rugby at the moment. And eventually a throw-in to take place about 30 metres around from the West Adelaide goal. But Westie's showing a little bit at the moment, Stewie.
Yeah, a lot more intensity. They've matched Centrals this quarter so far, and it's made a difference.
Sculler, best position to win this ruck tap out, he does. But it's the Bloods who are able to take possession of it through Dragicevic. He's going to kick short and cleverly. He had showed some good vision there to pick out Ross Glover, who's taken the mark. 50 metres out for the Bloods. Hemmed in on the boundary line here. Going to have to kick it from the the northwestern pocket here at Hammer Holmes Oval. It's a pretty tough kick, but he's going to have a deliberate shot on goal, as you know. He runs around off the mark now, kicks it towards the top of the square. One for the high flyers. No one can take the mark. Elijah Ware at ground level had 2 bites at the cherry, but didn't take possession of the ball cleanly, and then allowed the West Adelaide player to dive in and get front position, and thus has then given away the free kick. In the tackle have the Bulldogs, and West Adelaide, I think you'll find, will go back for a shot on goal, will they? Or is the umpire going to ball it up? No, it is a West Adelaide free. Mark Dragicevic is the player who has the ball in his hand, and he's going to hand it over to his prolific possession-winning teammate in Benny Haynes, who we have seen have numerous shots on goal in a couple of earlier games of the year, and in fact, he kicked 5 at Encounter Bay, and he kicked 3 in the Bloods opening contest against Port Adelaide at Broad Spectrum Oval. And from what we've seen, Doug Oakley, I would back him in to pop this one straight through the high diddle-diddle from 35 metres out.
Well, he doesn't stumble like some of us do when he has a shot through the...
Through the what?
Yeah, exactly, and he's put it through for a
Straight
goal.
through. Benny Haynes kicks his second, and the Bloods have kicked 3 in a row for the first time in the game. They narrow the gap now to a very workable 14 points. They're 5-2-32. Central's a 7-4-46. 14-point margin. 15 minutes played in the second term. Good signs for the Bloods, Stewie Cochrane.
They're bouncing back, aren't they? An area of concern for Central the last few weeks has been free kicks against, and there we see another clumsy free kick, and it's really cost us. Just need to make sure it's not so much the indiscipline, but just those clumsy free kicks that Westies obviously made the most of that easy goal there.
Comments from Stuart Cochrane. Now to our stats man, Ben Pittman.
Inside 50s this quarter, Westies 7, Central's 5, and Haynes is leading possession winner on the ground with 14.
As big Jeremy Jakes got the tap out, intercepted though by Central's defender and off to hide. Went with a hand pass to no one in particular and picked it up again himself. Now he dribbles the ball in towards centre half forward. Dragicevic was in the way. A kick off the ground probably was in danger. Oh yeah, the Central's player wasn't happy with that. Donaldson might have been ridden into the turf. Umpire let play go on. Down towards half forward we find it was Bourne who got the kick away. He looks fairly accomplished in his first game too. Comes out to Dragicevic. Looks down here for a target. It's all West Adelaide. All players there. I thought there was going to be a clash of bodies. There wasn't. The ball comes out of the hands of Haynes. West Adelaide have got a little sniff here. There's a hand pass that came out there. Another hand pass now. West Adelaide have got it. Might have been Slattery. Drops the ball in short and the mark has been taken. The mark has been taken by big Patrick Wiggins. Led the goal kicking at West Adelaide last year. Coming across from the Western Bulldogs and, of course, the brother of the Carlton player. This is Patrick Wiggins now. Didn't kick a swag of goals last year. I think it was 32 for the entire season, but will line up now from about 45 metres and should have no problems in drilling this one. In he comes now. There's the shot for goal. It looked so... No, it actually didn't come off the boot as he would have liked it. It's gone through for a minor score, so a bad miss in the final analysis there to Patrick Wiggins. It takes West Adelaide along, though, to 5-3-33. Central District 7-4-46, the margin 13 points. This is Life FM football on a Saturday night. And Westies have really just taken the game right up to Central's, and playing only 4 days ago on Anzac Day, do you think it is even playing on their minds, if not on their bodies too, Stuart?
No, it'll definitely be playing in their legs, I think. They'll start tiring towards the end of the game, that's for sure.
Dragicevic now for the Bloods receives the kick from Newbury, who took a good contested mark on the centre wing. He had a couple of options in short, Dragicevic, but with some adrenaline and some momentum decided to kick it long to the goal square. The Dogs were able to thump it through for another minor score to the Bloods, a rushed minor score, and it narrows the margin to even 2 goals now. 12 points the margin in favour of the Dogs. The Bloods now get the ball up to the centre wing. Quentin Graham, the crowd appealing for a free, saying he was held onto. He paddled the ball to try and advantage Westhoff, but the ball's turned over to the Bloods. Munn, a clever handball to Donaldson. They're running now. Glover has got Slattery in support. He's got Izard in support. Gets the handball through. Izard kicks it inside 50. Haynes, clever use of the body there to try and affect the mark. He just spilled the beans at the end, though. Would have been lining up for goal from 35 metres out, and the Bloods would have had all the momentum in this game. but just spilled it in the end. Allows the Dogs to clear the danger zone now. They do so through the agency of Chad Norsworthy. He kicks it long. Playing in front is West Adelaide player there in Jeremy Jakes. He was unable to take the mark though, and the Dogs, go inside 50. Shell can't take the mark. The tap-in advantage now comes out to James Gowans. Jericho presented with the challenge of picking the ball up beforehand, was unable to do so. Gave James Gowans an opportunity, but he too could not win an effective possession, and the umpire will come in to bounce it down 30 metres out again from the Bulldog goal. They need one to stem the tide here somewhat. Whilst they have the scoreboard advantage, they haven't got the advantage in general play at the moment. They're 12 points up, but the Bloods have kicked the last 4 in this game as Quentin Graham wheels around onto his left boot, kicks it inside 50. James Gowans has positioned himself well. In fact, it's not Gowans, it might even be Matty Slade. I think you'll find it's Matthew Slade on the outer forward pocket there. The southeastern forward pocket will line up for a shot on goal. Only 25 metres out, 45-degree angle. Should not present a problem for a player of his experience. Comes in and sprays it. Of course he will, after you're going to give him a rap like that. Always happens. Matty Slade misses that one, and the Dogs 7-5-47, West Adelaide 5-4-34. 19.5 minutes played in the second quarter. It's a 13-point lead to the Bloods. The Dogs led by 28 points at quarter time, but really, Stewie Cochrane, no excuse for Matty Slade missing a goal as realistically as simple as that one.
Yeah, definitely should have slotted that one, but as we see, a bit of a fight.
Yeah, we see Dragicevic has been met high by Daniel Shell on that occasion. Didn't like the treatment that he got. The umpire has... well, what's going to happen here? He's paid the free kick down the field, asking for the ball to come back. No, in fact, he's going to now pay a 50-metre penalty to favour the Bloods. I think that was Daniel Shell that gave the high one. Did you see it, Stewie?
I think it was, yeah.
I think it was. So the Bloods will now receive a 50-metre penalty, and Hollands takes the free kick. He's got Izard in short. He can try and step around Gowans and run inside 50. He does so, uses some pace, runs himself into some trouble, then combines with Wiggins to the soccer the ball forward. The opportunity has passed for the Bloods. The banger here in the background was Wayne Weedham in the coaching box. He thought his players could have done more with that one, but Ware uses his pace to find Slade, get the ball out of the danger zone. He kicks it long, looking for O'Sullivan. He can't get to the ball on that occasion. West Adelaide can through... Izard is again working hard. He's up involved in that one as well. A couple other players there. Newbury just out of the picture there. Hollands running in late, but no player can win a clear possession. And 60 metres out from the Bulldog goal, we will see it thrown up again. And West Adelaide looking to run onto that one through Dragicevic. He's beaten by the boundary line. And at the 21-minute mark, we have the Bulldogs 7-5-47. The Bloods are 5-4-34. They trail by 13 points, but Doug Oakley, they have kicked the last 4 majors in this contest.
I think if you could bottle that thing called momentum, you would make $1 million overnight, wouldn't you? Westies have got the momentum at the moment.
They're running. Here they go again.
Here they go again. They are running in packs at the moment too. As Izard, who has been brilliant in this quarter, kicks the ball down towards half forward. His disposal on that occasion wasn't all that good. A great mark there by the Central District defender, and a 25-metre penalty as the umpires restore control. Wilson. This is Adrian Wilson, son of Wilbur, back from Essendon after a couple of years over there. Goes with that familiar left foot kick of his now. Comes down towards the centre of the ground, and it is going to be Central District now, driving it in towards half forward. Up they go. Comes off hands. Picked up by Glover for Westies. Got it across there to Bourne. Here's a chance now. There was nobody... I was going to say north of centre, and I suppose that's the best way to put it. Taken away, though, by Zibanava. And another promising attack there by West Adelaide has been thwarted. A kick now by Central District out of defence on the outer side of the ground. Is that Slade or is no Gowans, it looks like. Under the lights, it's a bit hard to pick him up. Outer side of the ground now. And Central District with the ball. What can they do? They centre it on this occasion. Up goes Daniel Shell. He was up a mile. Umpire is going to pay a mark here to Central District. And the boy going 25. Back will be young Westhoff, I think.
Yeah, Justin Westhoff, Doug.
Justin Westhoff at a 25-metre penalty. I didn't actually see why the 25 metres, but I have a feeling the umpires are just watching just so that the game doesn't get out of control. I got a little bit willing. He grabbed him, so it was fair enough. Things like that, I often wonder, in the umpire's not wrong, but in the context of the rules, 25 metres is a harsh penalty. But anyway, it's a goal, and I guess the key is not to go grabbing after a mark's been taken. And Westhoff has stopped the dominance of Westies by giving Centrals that goal. 8 goals, 5, 53. West Adelaide 5-4-34. After Westies had kicked, 4 in a row. We've played 23 minutes of the quarter. And Stuart Cochrane, you're breathing a sigh of relief.
Yeah, that was a good steadying goal there by Justin Westhoff. I think that's his first touch too, first touch and a goal. So a fantastic effort by Justin.
They're brothers, Shuey, Justin and Lee?
Yeah.
Just a question, he stood very tall in the marking contest, stood his ground and did well. How can he have 17 centimetres on his brother?
Yeah,
staggering statistic.
Not sure what's happened there, but he's a skinny fellow, but takes a good grab, that's for sure.
As the restart in play now, Paul Thomas kicks his noggin over the ball. It wasn't taken high though, so the umpire will come in now and ball it up again because Thomas was unable to release the ball on that occasion. Restart in play, we'll see Sculler and Jakes going at it. Donaldson looming to jump over the top, beaten to the punch by Lee Westhoff on that occasion. Obviously unhappy with the rap of being the smaller brother, so he decided to win the tap out and get that one on the statistics sheet to talk about it with his brother during the week, but it went to no advantage, and again the umpire will come in and bounce it down. 24 minutes played in the second term. The Bloods trail the Dogs by 19 points at this point in time. The score at quarter time, Central District 6-4-40, leading the Bloods 2 goals, 12-28, and they've now gone to 8-5-53. West Adelaide are 5-4-34. So the Bloods have put on 3 goals for this quarter to the Dogs 2-goal 1. They hold a 19-point lead as West Adelaide through Glover finally win the clearance after the third. Bounce down, kicks it high inside 50. Wedding leapt high and spectacularly, was unable to take the mark. And Central Districts through Norsworthy kicks the ball out to a very clever thinking Paul Sculler, who went from the ruck contest out laterally to the outer side of the ground to be utilised as a link player on that occasion. Kicks the ball towards half forward, where now it's taken by Ware for Central District, coming out in a long lead. Is Quentin Graham was sliding into that one but unable to take the mark, and West Adelaide now relieve pressure the outer side of the ground. Borowski fresh on the ground, involved in the marking contest. O'Sullivan working hard at ground level, links up now with McMillan. McMillan kicks it inboard. It's a clever kick to accommodate Glover. He's got a runner in support on this side of the ground in Philip Bourne. Kick that should favour him by bounce. It does. Got an option leading out of the square. If he can find him, he can. It's a good kick, and Benny Haynes has taken the mark. 40 metres out for the Bloods. He will have a deliberate shot on goal. They've looked good, West Adelaide, when they've been able to generate the ball through the corridors, Stewie. They have looked to do that more often than not, and obviously Benny Haynes is held in high regard from the Central District's match committee or the coaching staff, given that Paul Thomas has gone out of the midfield to match up on him out of the goal square.
Exactly right, but you're right there. They've looked a lot more dangerous with the long kicks into the forward line. The Westies forwards are providing a good target and competing really well up there.
Haynes' shot on this occasion misses to the near side and through for a minor score. So the Bloods are 5-5-35, trailing the Doggies, who are 8-5-53. 18-point margin almost to the end of this second quarter. We've played 26 minutes here at Hamra Holmes Oval.
There's the kick in now. Goes out towards the 50-metre line here. Central District trying desperately to break clear. Sibanala went with the hand pass. Got it across there to one of the Gowans boys by the looks of it. Comes out now towards the wing and... play on now as Centrals go forward once again. Impossible to pick up that play. There's a good mark taken by...
Jericho.
That's Jericho, who's been playing across half-back. He's been pretty impressive too. Luke Jericho, the Adelaide player, of course. He plays on, got it across to Drakosevic. In there to Benny Hollins, who in turn got it on there to Slattery. Kicks the ball right up in towards the teeth of goal. But so often Westies have got the ball down there, but they're coming undone. This time they've got another chance, though, falling on top of the ground, and they've got the ball. Will they get a hand pass away there through the youngster there in the Bourne? Play on, calls the umpire, as it's very close to the boundary line. In fact, it's gone across. There will be a throw in, and it's 50 metres out from the West Adelaide goal as we check the scoreboard here. 27 minutes into the second quarter. Central District 8-5-53. West Adelaide 5-5-35. So it's 18 points the margin. Westies have got it once again. Taken away there. A left foot snapshot for goal there by Newbury.
Glover.
It might have been Glover too. So we'll put that one down as a minor score. And Central's 8-5-53. West Adelaide 5-6-36. 28 minutes of the quarter gone. Back now with Central District. Coming back in towards the centre of the ground. The best man on the ground is Big Paul Scholar, and he's got it now in the centre. He's going to lose it. He heard the crowd say, kick it. And he did too. In towards half forward he goes. Jericho's in there fighting for it, but a hand pass from Slade. Got it back here to Shell. He's quickly wrapped up there by Grieger. He's played a good game on Shell, has Grieger. Hasn't really allowed Shell to dominate as he well might. And Grieger, I reckon, is one of the more impressive young defenders. He's not all that flashy, but gee, he does the job well week after week. Oh,
you could say a dependable defender, Doug.
A dependent, very good, John. Yes, you may not be a Shakespeare, but I tell you what, there's some promise.
There's a lot of fumbling at ground level tonight with the balls below the knees. Players not able to take the ball cleanly and set up opportunities, but opportunities will come Central District's way now as Wares. Handball is on target to find O'Sullivan. He'll have a shot on goal and just misses to the outer side of the ground, through for a minor score. Chad O'Sullivan, 1 goal 2 in the scorebook for him tonight, and Central Districts now move on to 8 goals 6. That is 54. And the West Adelaide Bloods are trailing by 18 points, 5-6-36, 18-point margin. And the 28-minute mark, almost 29 minutes in the second quarter. Stewie Cochrane, it doesn't look slippery out there. I just think perhaps an element of pressure involved, the players not taking the ball cleanly below their knees.
Definitely both sides putting on a lot of pressure, especially for the midfield. Makes it tough for those kicks into the forward line. But Westies seem to be doing it well at the moment.
Jericho looks to bring the ball inboard. He finds Grieger. He's going to link up with Jericho again. Is he? No. He could come laterally and utilise Slattery. He decides to do that. Then he changes his mind. Now he's thinking about it again. In the end, he's just going to kick it long up the middle of the ground. Nothing wrong with that option as Bonadio storms out. He's been very quiet tonight. The Bloods need more from him. They didn't get it on that occasion. Mark is spilt, and Mussolino dribbles a kick out towards Elijah Ware, and his possession is beaten by the siren on this occasion. 29 minutes.
In defence on Haynes.
Having said that, he's going to start in the midfield, and Wayne Wiedemann has started Haynes up forward. So Chad Norsworthy is going to him. That looms to me, Stewie, as a dangerous match for the Central Districts Footy Club if West Adelaide are able to generate enough clean ball up to him.
I think Chad Norsworthy's up to the task, but it's good to see that Paul Thomas has been thrown in the midfield.
There goes the ball down now to commence the second half. 18 points the margin, and a free kick.
Are you going to recall it?
No, he's going to recall it there.
He'll throw it up this time. Yep.
So the big blokes to do battle again, both from southern New South Wales too. Big Jeremy Jakes for West Adelaide and Paul Sculler from Central District. Up they go. And Jake's got the tap out, did it well too, got it across there in the direction of his teammate, can't burst his way clear, and I think there might be a restart once again. Yes, the umpire tried to let the play go on there in the hope that the ball might have got out of that pack, but no, down it goes once again. Jakes and Schooler, up they go. It actually eluded both of them. Picked up here by Centrals. In towards half forward they go. They get the first forward thrust, and the player down there trying to pick it up might have been one of the West offs. The ball's on. It was O'Sullivan, and there will in fact be a ball up once again. So about 55 metres out from Central's goal. We've played a minute of the second half here, the third quarter. Central's lead by 18 points. This clash at Hammer Homes Oval at Elizabeth, and it's going to be Westies coming out of defence there on the outer side of the ground and out on the full, in fact, and a free kick to be taken here by Centrals.
They will go forward of centre. It's going to be, I think you'll find it's Brooks on the outer side of the ground to actually take this kick. No, it's not.
It's off to Hyde.
No, off to Hyde. Jeremy off to Hyde it is. Both with the socks down, the key defenders there for the Bulldogs. Off to Hyde. It's a long, strong kick inside forward 50. Carries to the back of the pack there. West Adelaide through McMillan. Mop up, bring the ball out the outer side of the ground. Dragicevic receives, goes inboard to Hollands. He's got a player running in support, decides to utilise him in Bourne. The first gamer kicks it long, going back with the flight of the ball is Wilson. Fisher does well to create a contest and get the ball to ground, but the Dogs have numbers, and Norsworthy links up with Mussolino, goes on his left leg inside forward 50. Daniel Shell gets one hand to the ball but can't take a mark, just utilising the one mid, and the Bloods through Slattery relieve the pressure through Jeremy Jakes. He's got a lot of space. He's also got players in support. One of them is Jericho. Chips it out to him. He takes a bounce. He's going to take the player on running from behind. Gets a good shepherd from Fisher, enables him to take his fourth bounce. It's a good chase from Justin Westhoff again. He recovered to give a second effort, but Jericho had enough space on him to kick the ball inside 50. Haynes picks it up, has a shot on goal from deep in the forward pocket. It's a tough one. The Tony Hall pocket, we'd say, if we're at Amy Stadium, and it slews across The face of goal stays in bounds though, and Sculler mops up, goes to Norsworthy, and the Dogs are out of the defensive pressure now through O'Sullivan. Links back up with Norsworthy. He's going to chip it out wide, and coming in and spoiling the ball out of bounds for the Bloods on that occasion was Lukey Donaldson. We'll have a boundary throw in directly on the centre wing, outer side of the ground. 3 minutes played, opening term. No change to the half-time score, which is Central's 8-6-54, West 5-6-36.
Beautiful sight as we look across the ground here. Looking at the lights up there on the hills, it really is quite spectacular. You tend to lose a little bit of interest in that after a while, after you watch the footy here, but yeah, wonderful stuff. Night football at its best here at Elizabeth as Centrals go forward once again. A big long kick up towards full forward they go. Up go the pack of players there. No one able to pick it up. The big player there in Sculler, I think it was very close to goal. A snapshot for goal here by Centrals, and I think they put it through. We'll pick up the boy in just a moment. It is Buckets McKenzie who's kicked that one in the third quarter. He becomes the first multiple goal kicker for Central District. It's obviously his second goal for the evening, and Central's now move along to 10 goals, or 9 goals 6. 9 goals 6, which is 60, leading West Adelaide 5-6-36, 24 points the margin. This is the Life FM broadcast. Special comments tonight from injured Central on-baller Stuart Cochrane.
Yeah, we've seen a couple of changes just since the half-time break. Chris Mussolino's actually gone back onto Haynes now to free up Chad Norsworthy in the midfield, and also Paul Thomas is in the midfield now, which I think is a good move, seeing Chris Gowans probably won't see much action after half-time.
Another one, Stewie, Quinton Graham appears to have gone to the wing as well, so perhaps another channel for Central to direct some ball through coming out of the back half of the ground as they look to do so on this occasion. Wilson storms through, strongly tackled on that occasion by Fisher. It was a good contest from both players. A pack then ensues, and the umpire will come in and bounce it up about 70 metres out from the Bloods' goal on this occasion. So we'll keep an eye on that one. Quinton Graham moved to the centre wing, playing on Newbury. Newbury scouting the defensive side of the packs for the Bloods. Graham was therefore free on the grandstand wing. Let's see if either player can get possession of the ball. They can't. It's West Adelaide through. Borowski kicks the ball inside forward 50. Wiggins appeared to maybe play for the free on that occasion, or perhaps he was pushed, but on either front, neither situation occurred in terms of a free kick from the umpire, and Central's through. McCabe win possession outer side of the ground. He looks to dart his way inboard, but he's run down from behind. Brilliantly done on that occasion by West Adelaide through Bourne on that occasion. The kick comes forward inside 50, but it wasn't well directed. The only player there to take the mark for Central and taking it uncontested was Brooks. Goes out wide to Norsworthy. He's going to feed it again now through Brooks. He kicks it long towards forward 50. Ware coming out. Can't take the mark, but Central through Lee Westhoff go inside 50, Shell, and also Grieger. Daniel Shell says the umpire was being held onto on that occasion by Grieger. The fullback clearly didn't like the decision, as you'd understand from a defender's viewpoint, but Daniel Shell will go back and have a relatively straightforward shot on goal, 30 metres directly in front to extend the Bulldog lead with the opening 2 goals in this premiership quarter. We'll just wait on this one before we go to Stewie Cochrane. In he comes, deliberate shot on goal, and appears to have slid it out to the right. Somewhat surprising, he has missed Daniel Shell. He's not going to get too many easier ones than that, Stewie Cochrane.
Yeah, disappointing miss, but you can see the benefit there of moving the ball quickly into the forward line. Both teams have looked a lot more dangerous when they've kicked it long into their forward targets.
Waiting now for the ball to be brought back in. Margin out now to 25 points. Central's leading in this clash at Elizabeth. And a pretty entertaining game of football too, under the lights down here, thankfully, this time of the night. As Glover took the mark, a hand pass came out, and we find Dragicevic in towards centre half forward he goes, but another good mark. And it's Zibanada who took the mark there in opposition to Bonadio. You'd have to say West Adelaide I'm still not sure whether it's the way the balls come in or whether the forwards are just not able to, well, it's a good Central's defence, but they're breaking down across half forward. This time the ball comes out in the direction of O'Sullivan. He's got the ball now 55 metres out from goal, sends it a magnificent pass right onto the chest of Daniel Shell, 40 metres out from goal, directly in front, and a chance to bring up his second goal of the evening. That was classy stuff, Stuart Cochrane.
That was lace out, I think. Daniel Shell would have been pretty happy with that delivery.
It highlights, I think, the difference too of the way the two teams go forward.
Yeah, definitely. That was textbook play there from the midfield all the way through, and Chad Chad O'Sullivan getting on the end and finishing off really well with Daniel Shell, who hopefully finishes off here.
In he comes, kicks for goal. I think he's just managed to get that one through. Couldn't have been much daylight between the ball and the goal post, but it's a goal to Centrals. They've kicked a couple now to break well clear of Westies in this third quarter. Central District 10-7, 67. West Adelaide 5-6, 36. And we've played 7.5 minutes of this, the third quarter. Coming to you live on Life FM from Elizabeth. And Stuart, as they always say, just what the coach wanted.
Yeah, and I think Wayne Wienerman, he'd be a bit disappointed at the moment with the way Westies fought back in that second term, to see that lead start fizzling away with Central's playing so well in this third quarter.
Yes, the ideal start to the premiership quarter, this one for the Bulldogs. They need to get out to a lead. Westies try to arrest it. Jakes combines with Izard, who does likewise with Dragicevic, steps around Graham, kicks it inside 50. Haynes and Mussolino involved in the contest. Ball slips over the back of both of them. Haynes recovers best to get to the ball first, but Mussolino right with him, applies a tackle and does well. The umpire says that is holding the ball, and the defender there in Chris Mussolino, left-footed kick, takes the free kick and goes short to Ware. He chips one over the top now, and the Bulldogs out of defence. It's Sculler who takes some breaks, kicks it long and wide and out of bounds. Not on the full, but for a boundary throw in, just slightly attack side of the centre circle for the Bulldogs, who have done all the scoring in this third quarter. They've kicked 2 goals, 1, and West Adelaide are yet to trouble the scorer in this third quarter. Interestingly enough, in the first quarter, they kicking to the southern end, they only had 2 scoring shots on goal for 2 goals. And let us point out that the breeze is not a factor at all here tonight. So just one of those slight anomalies at this point in time, as the Bloods look to clear the ball now out of the defensive half of the ground. They can't. A pack ensemble comes again, and the umpire will bounce the ball up. That's an intriguing fact. Central's, let's see, they kicked only 2 goals as well in the second quarter to that southern end. So most of the scoring has been done left of screen, should we say, tonight at the scoreboard end here at Hamra Homes Oval. Play restarts. Ware involved in the contest there. James Gowans as well. O'Sullivan scouting the pack. But again, the ball cannot clear the pack, and West Adelaide seemingly just trying to shut the game down at the moment, try and stop the early momentum that the Bulldogs have built up at the start of this third quarter, and then try and drag themselves back into the contest on the scoreboard as Lee Westhoff picks the ball up out of that contest and pops it inside 50, and it's a strong lead, and he finds his brother there in Justin. He will have a shot on goal from about 35 metres out on a slight angle. It brings up a smile on the face of Stewie Cochran, and they'll talk about that one in the Westhoff household this week, Stewie, as we wait for Justin to have his kick. Let's have a look at it. Nice looking kick, straight through the middle of goal. Geez, a young talent is young Justin Westhoff. Puts through his second major. 10.5 minutes into the third quarter. The Bloods now 5-6-36, trailing the Dogs, who are 11-7-73. 37-point margin, and that was some good footy from the talented Westhoff juniors, Stewie Cochran.
They teamed up well, the Westhoff brothers. Just a smart kick from Lee, just put it out advantage side, and not much you can do as a defender when you got a big tall streak of a bloke like Justin Westhoff with a bit of room to run into and take the footy in front of himself.
Well, with yourself and your brother Richard, and of course the Gowans brothers and the Westhoff brothers, I can't remember a time when we've had 3 sets of brothers who could be in the one league team at the one time.
Yeah, it's a few. We're looking back to get on track.
What do we got? Wakelands, Burgoynes and Cornses at Port Power.
Oh, yes, at that level, yep, fair comment. As a Central boy goes down in the context of the play, and it's either a free kick or a mark. It was Zibanata. He's up, though. He's okay. Got it across to Elijah Ware. In towards centre half forward. Big pack of players. Up they go. No one able to take the mark. West Adelaide strong in defence. They bring it out now towards the outer wing. It's a long way from here. And the boy out there getting that ball, looks like it might have been, is it young Byrne? Kicks the ball round his shoulder. The ball is on the ground. No one able to really break clear. Eventually it's taken here by Westies. No one still able to really break clear. Where is the ball? I've lost the ball for the moment. It's out there by the tree.
Quentin Graham.
Quentin Graham it is. Swings it round. Having problems picking up the ball there, but not the players. And a good mark taken here by Central District on the 50-metre line. And the boy going back with that mark is that young Westhoff once again?
Yep.
It is too. Westhoff comes in and kicks for goal. Nice looking action. Kicks the ball right up in towards the teeth of goal. It looks like it's a mark. It's a Central District mark, judging by the cheering that I can hear in the background. And Central District now to go back and line up the goal. The boy with the mark as he...
Daniel Shell, Doug.
Big Daniel Shell. I don't know, just those last 30 seconds, I was having real problems picking up the ball even, let alone the players. And Daniel Shell now to go back and line up the goal. 10 metres out, almost directly in front. In fact, he is directly in front. And he comes, kicks for goal and puts this one beyond doubt, right over the nostrils of the goal umpire. Central District kicked their 12th goal. Their 12 goals, 7-79, leading West Adelaide 5-6-36 on the Life FM scoreboard. And Daniel Shell, that's his second goal for the evening. And Central District in command. Now, got to get you to put on the other shoes here, Stewie Cochran. Wayne Wiedemann, what should he do?
Well, they need a bit more pressure in the midfield. That was evident in the second quarter, but it's been lacking this third quarter. They need to get back to basics, I think, put a lot of pressure on the Central's midfielders, and that'd stop the attacks into the forward line.
So just waiting for the ball to be returned. They've got it now, and it comes back to the boundary umpires as they make their way back to the centre of the ground. We'll give them a bit of a plug too tonight. We've got Ryan England and Stephen Wilson running the boundary. And the field umpires tonight, Richard Williams, Theron Phil and Richard Fox.
So just a question for Stewie. Given the improved light facilities, that must be even better for the club in terms of their ability to train during the week under the better lighting.
Definitely, yeah. We might have a bit of trouble spotting the players from up here, but I can assure you out in the ground it's crystal clear. It's a fantastic atmosphere down there on the ground.
The Bloods now take away the centre clearance, go inside 50 through Dragicevic. Bonadio was well positioned in front to take the mark, spilled the beams, and Central District's mop up now. Sibanela off to Hyde, combine, go across goal. Scholar well positioned again to link up and aid the defence in bringing the ball out of the back half of the ground. Mussolino does this. Central's got players free on the outer side of the ground. One of them is Luke McCabe. Going to kick it towards half forward, where again Shell has made space. Is also involved with Westhoff. Gets a handball over towards O'Sullivan. He's going to pop it on the right boot, and it is raining goals all of a sudden in favour of Central Districts, and they have kicked another one, this time through Chet O'Sullivan. As Adrian Bonadio comes off, he just hasn't had a handle on the ball on too many occasions tonight to be replaced by Patrick Wiggins. And Central District's now 13-7-85, blowing the margin apart now. West Adelaide 5-6-36, 49-point margin. And Stewie Cochran, certainly what the Bloods needed, and even given for the fact that they might lack a little bit in the legs late in the game, difficult to see this margin being wrested back now by West Adelaide.
Yeah, that's right. And I think a super contributor tonight so far has been Chad O'Sullivan in the midfield and also up forward, putting a lot of pressure on and also kicking goals too.
Schooler gets the tap out, does it well too as he thumps it in the direction of centre half forward. Newbury's in there for West Adelaide. He can't get it though. Paul Thomas does though as he kicks the ball off the ground. Another mark here, two Centrals. The mark taken there by the youngster from Malala and Reece Francis. He swings round now. He's got Shell on the lead. It doesn't quite reach him though as the ball now falls down. Oh, there's a player, might have been hit a little bit high. Oh, umpire says play on. He's much closer to the play than me. And 16 minutes gone in this third quarter, and we find it's all Centrals at the moment. A left foot snapshot for goal. It's gone through for yet another one. O'Sullivan has kicked another one. And confusing John Simons. He's still not sure if he's a right or left footer. But he's kicked that one with his left foot.
Gee, it didn't look like Marco Bello, didn't it?
It certainly did, but he's a natural right footer. He looks pretty good. And represented Victoria in the VFL, of course, last year against the SANFL, and a real class act. So 16 minutes in the quarter. Centrals have kicked 6 goals in this burst in this quarter. 14 goals, 7 now, 91. West Adelaide 5-6-36. And he is a real good player, Stewie Cochran.
He's been a great pickup, that's for sure.
O'Sullivan wins the tap down. Haynes, quick hands to Dragicevic. The Bloods win the clearance now, kicks it out wide. Glover picks the ball up on the bounce, goes on his left leg, looking for Wiggins. The ball's out in front where he could mark it, but unable to do so on that occasion. And ball spills over the boundary line, 60 metres out from the Bloods' goal. We will see a boundary throw in. We played 17 minutes in the third quarter. West Adelaide unable to trouble the scorer at this point in time in this all-important third quarter. Let's see if they can go inside 50 now. No, again, Paul Thomas hacks one out of the mid-air as he did through that previous centre clearance, but only to goes as far as Izard, who utilises Donaldson, kicks it inside 50. Going back with the flight of the ball was Holland's unable to take the mark on that occasion. West Adelaide looking to now go further inside 50. Izard appeared to be tackled around perhaps the midriff or the leg area, but the umpire said the tackle was legal. And Paul Thomas now handballs towards Wilson. He spills the ball but is able to have enough time to pick it up again and go to Justin Westhoff. He looks accomplished, does the young fella. He feeds Dutchke inboard. He turns around, kicks it inside 50. McKenzie storming out. No shot it was on that occasion, unable to take the mark. And West Adelaide soccer the ball to the outer side of the ground, seeking the solace of the boundary line there. Is Jericho amongst others. The handball comes up, but he's unable to take any further clean possession of the ball, and we'll have a boundary throw in 95 metres out from the West Adelaide or the Central District's goal. And Doug, I won't do it to you on that outer side of the ground in that trouble spot. I'll brave the conditions and keep going and see what we can do from here, as just to help me out, about 6 or 7 players jump on the ball and we will have another stoppage. 18.5 minutes played in the third quarter. West Adelaide 5-6-36, Central Districts 14-7. 91, they're going to go inside 50 again. O'Sullivan handballs to Thomas. He breaks the lines and kicks it to the top of the square, where West Adelaide were positioned to take the mark, unable to do so there through Wiggins. He went to spoil when perhaps he could have gone the mark, but he's able to get possession of the ball. Looks for Fisher, but the boundary line wins out on the first bounce, and we'll have a boundary throw in now as the Doggies lead it by 55 points. And Doug Oakley can take up the commentary again now, given that we're on the grandstand side of the ground.
Happy to do it, John, as the boundary throw in now. Midway between wing and half forward. Central's in attack. They've done just about all of it in this quarter. They've kicked 6 goals so far. Westies haven't scored. There's the throw-in. It's going to be taken away this time by Paul Thomas. What a player to get back, from AFL. In towards centre forward, but taking a good, strong mark there is Luke Donaldson. Been a good player too. Nephew of Peter Knights, the former Hawthorn great. Went with a hand pass, gets it across there to his teammate in towards centre half forward. Up goes Wiggins, and Wiggins takes a good strong mark out in front of his eyes. Let's see who his target will be. Has he got the player in the right position? Yes, he has. It will be trapped here by Izard. Swings round onto his left foot. I think he's done it well. Yes, he has. And the mark has been taken here by West Adelaide. About 40 metres out from goal.
Ross Glover,
it is Glover. Ross Glover. 53rd game for Westies. He's been a good player. I've seen him play some real good games. Probably hasn't really established himself as one of the real top liners in the comp, but this boy can play a bit, as we've seen in the past. And he'll go back now. He'll kick from about 48 metres, maybe 49. So he's within range, and he comes 48 metres out. There's the kick. It's a lovely looking kick off the boot, right over the goal umpire's head and through for a goal. First score of the quarter here to Westies. They move along to 6 goals, 6-42. Central District 14-7-91. 20 minutes have gone in this quarter. And Stuart Cochrane, you'd hate to go through a quarter not scoring, but much needed one there for Westies, and a nice kick off the boot.
It was a nice kick by Glover, good steadier, and also well played by James Izard there. Just showed a bit of composure, swung round on his left foot and slotted a pass beautifully.
He can't be too far off getting another game at AFL level, I wouldn't think.
I wouldn't have thought so either. I'd have him in my team.
As West Adelaide now, O'Sullivan climbing high, tackles taken high there for Central Districts. Well, he got bumped down all by accident, but the umpires played 25 metres. Dutchke was the player who wins the free kick, and will send the Doggies inside 50. Daniel Shell leading out. Grieger did well to affect the spoil there. It was a one-on-one contest. The Dogs have another opportunity. Lee Westhoff taps the ball to try and accommodate Dutchke. It doesn't do so, and the Bloods have turned the ball over now. Slattery takes a bounce, running the ball hard and strong out of defence, looks for Fisher. He was tackled when he didn't have possession of the ball by Wilson. He was slightly unlucky. Fisher looked like he was going to take possession of it. He didn't, and subsequently Wilson still laid the tackle in anticipation of him doing so, and the free kick went to Wilson, who went inboard and found Dragicevic. He's going to chip it short. He'll find Newbury, takes the mark in front of Borowski. Donaldson, in fact, the player is. Goes by hand to Slattery, now to Borowski. He'll kick it inside 50. Haynes was free. He's ignored that option. Kicks it long to Wedding. And then he pushed the player out, and Mussolino. Umpire says he did. Wedding took the chest mark, was well positioned, but the interference meant that the Central's defender won the free kick. They kick it out wide now to Sibonela. He's played on, and we'll get a long handball out, the player free out on the outer side of the ground. Here's Lee Westhoff, no O'Sullivan it is for Centrals. Kicks it long to half forward. McKenzie well positioned to take the mark. The kick went over the top of him though, and in the end McMillan was first to the contest, recovered stronger and able to kick the ball out wide, where Glover has made position to take possession and kicks it up the outer side to Izard. He's taken the mark. He's got Borowski short. Also Haynes, he chips in board to the ladder, takes the mark 70 metres out for the Bloods. He's got Dragicevic out wide if he chooses to use that option, tries to step around. Sculler goes on the left boot, lovely looking kick to accommodate Wedding, who's on a long lead in front of Mussolino out from the goal square. He will line up 40 metres out from goal, and you've got to admit, Stewie Cochrane, he's got a little bit of class, Ben Haynes.
Definitely, yeah, and the great pass, but also just looking at the Westies side, you know, they could have gone one-on-one, the old-fashioned shut them down for a little while, that 5 minutes, but they've kept attacking and it's paid off.
Wedding going to have a shot for goal. It slews over the cross the face of goal. And Sculler, as he's done on numerous occasions tonight, puts the big frame in front of where the ball is and takes the mark. And the Dogs run the ball out through Norsworthy, kicks it to the outer side of the ground. And O'Sullivan takes possession, chips in short, looking for Sibanela. Haynes does well to affect the spoil. Now he's involved in a 1-on-2. Soccers the ball forward on his left leg, similar to the way he kicked that exciting goal in the first quarter. Gained some yardage for the Bloods, but the Dogs have possession of the ball now. Paul Thomas takes one, takes two bounces, takes a third as he runs through the middle of the ground. Chips out wide looking for Justin Westhoff. The kick carries over the top of him, and Jericho, well positioned for the Westies, takes the mark, kicks it out wide. Slattery's got possession of the ball and will go in board for the Bloods.
There's the kick from Slattery. It actually went over the head of the player that he was looking for. Probably the best player for Westies tonight is Dragicevic, and I don't know how many possessions so far, Ben, but how many is that? 27 already. And kicks the ball down towards half forward. Westies still trying to make something of this one. It comes out there to the player racing through Ian Izard. Kicks the ball right up in towards the teeth of goal, but as has been the case so often, the disposal to the forwards hasn't been as they would have liked, and so a good mark taken by Brooks. He plays on immediately, gets it across here now to Big Scholar. Paul Scholar deep in defence, 203 centimetres, and a very, very good mark is taken there. And there will be a 25-metre penalty applied here. No, there won't be, as the player went down after taking the mark. It was Dutchke, and he's taken the mark, went with the hand pass. No, he didn't. He's going to go back and he's going to kick the ball now. This is young Dutchke, a boy also recruited from Tanunda. Kicks down towards the half-forward line. No one able to take the mark there. The ball is on the ground. Not a pretty bit of football. Is picked up eventually by Graham. Tries to put foot to ball, couldn't do so. Hand pass came out. A shepherd there by Newbury. Got it across there to the player in Jericho. Looks down towards his forward teammate in Wedding, but intercepted by Wilbur Wilson's son in Adrian. Goes with a beautiful skimming pass, except it's Jericho, one of his opponents, who took the mark, and that's a lovely kick going across the centre of the ground. It may have had a little bit of danger written on it, but it was beautifully executed. Taken there by Donaldson, goes on immediately, gets it out there to Borowski. Borowski back now to Newbury. It's a floater, bit hard for the forwards, up in the direction there of Wedding. Couldn't take the mark. Taken away here by Central District through Slade. Got the hand pass away to Zibanata, out towards the outer side, and Lee Westhoff's got the ball now. Takes one bounce, takes two bounces, takes three bounces. In fact, I think he's trying to outrun that car. I can see the lights of it coming down the street, across the road. Went with the hand pass, got it out there to O'Sullivan. He's lost the ball now. Umpire says he was pushed in the back, and Chad O'Sullivan will go back and take the free kick. And hasn't he been a wonderful player? 3 goals, 2 tonight, and lots of other possessions as well, and a real find. John, I'm out of breath, and I bet young Westhoff is too.
Let's see which leg he'll go with on this occasion, Doug. He'll go with the right. Obviously, kicks it inside 50 now. Storming out Daniel Shell, got himself under the ball on that occasion. Grieger helped make that situation occur. James Gowans has an opportunity to snap it back towards the top of the goal square, does so. But Big Buckets McKenzie against 3 Bloods players on that occasion. And the numbers win out as the ball gets forced over the boundary line, adjacent to the behind post for Central District. So they've got an opportunity still here to score late in the quarter, 26.5 minutes actually in the third quarter. McKenzie has got the free kick paid against him on that occasion. Haynes takes the advantage and runs the ball out at defensive 50, then goes by hand over to Dragicevic. He'll kick it long, and in the end not quite long enough, and Norsworthy for Central is able to take the relieving mark. He's got Sibanela in support. Likewise, he's got off to hide. Releases that player now who'll kick it long. No, he goes short in the end. Quentin Graham's made some space. He gets the opportunity to kick it inside 50, and In the end, Buckets McKenzie takes the mark in front of the scoreboard, kicks it long out in front of the square. Daniel Schell has the mark spoiled away from him, and Jericho at ground level ambitiously takes a bounce, then tries to run through a Central's tackle in O'Sullivan. Haynes takes possession, goes to Dragicevic. Possession almost number 30 for him as he kicks it out wide to Ben Hollins. He slows the play down, waiting for an option to present itself. One of them is Wiggins in the end. He can't take the mark, and the boundary line will probably win out, as it does. Over for a boundary throw-in, 70 metres around from the Bloods attacking goal. They've only managed to kick one solitary goal for the quarter, whilst the Doggies have put on an impressive 6-goal one in this quarter to match their opening 6-goal 4 in the opening quarter, and it gives them a lead of 49 points on the scoreboard at the moment, as the resumption in play is marked out on the outer wing for West Adelaide by Glover. He comes in board to Haynes. Doug, he can come out wide or will go long. No, he'll come out and utilise Slattery on our broadcast side of the ground.
Here's Slattery now. He tries to hand pass around his opponent, but didn't do so. And Slade was up to the task and managed to shark the ball from him. Intercepted, though, here by a big player in McMillan. Back in towards the centre of the ground. He went across. It was a bit of a dangerous one, that one. It was fraught with danger, but taken here by his teammate in Donaldson. Couldn't burst his way clear, though. Went with a hand pass, but Central District all over the top of this, and there will be a ball up. Almost three-quarter time. Central's lead at the moment by some 49 points. And just a quick comment from Stuart Cochrane. You must be happy with some of the younger players in your lineup, the Central's team tonight.
Definitely. I think the enthusiasm of the younger players, and that showed in the second and third efforts. I mean, Scott Dutchke and the Westhoff brothers, the way they go about their footy and they can hold the ball in, it's been fantastic tonight.
And young Norsworthy and Mussolino down back, they certainly haven't, they've been up to the task too. It's been wonderful to see them. As the action back now towards half forward for West Adelaide, but Zibanada, who has really developed into a wonderful centre half back in this competition. As we all know, he played up forward in his earlier days, and we find it's going to be the boy there, one that we mentioned in young Norsworthy, goes right up in towards centre half forward, but West Adelaide are up to it again, and the mark's been taken. Deep down in defence, Westies now coming away with the ball. It's Haynes, went with the left-handed hand pass across to Donaldson. Luke Donaldson, who normally kicks the ball very, very well, gets away from his opponent, went with a hand pass on that occasion, and big Jeremy Jakes now thumps it into, may not have been him, in towards centre half forward. The race is on for it, but it's all Centrals. Knocked away there from it wasn't Schooler. That boy down there was number 38 in Quentin Graham. And eventually the ball's knocked over the boundary line for a throw-in. So, on the half-forward line for West Adelaide, on the grandstand side, John, it's your turn now so that your eyes don't get too strained.
Seconds remaining in this third quarter. Chance for West Adelaide to put one last score on before three-quarter time. There was time enough, but they couldn't get a clean takeaway from that stoppage. And the siren goes, as we hear in the background, 30 minutes played in that third quarter.
Good game against North Adelaide.
Doug, you would tend to suggest that Chris Gowans will continue to take no further part in this game, given that he's strolling around the boundary line at the moment in bare feet.
Exactly, yeah, and he's got the tracksuit top on, just limping. Whether it's a bit hard to tell from here, I suppose.
Hamstring. Hamstring is the male, and you would suggest it's a little bit cold in the bare feet and shorts at the moment.
Yeah, and I would say if that was my kids, you'd be saying, put your shoes on, please. But it's a different thing when you're a player. As West Adelaide now get the first break on this occasion, it's Ben Hollins on their best and fairest twice a couple of years ago, and of course played AFL with Richmond, and was probably a little bit stiff not to be elevated. Don't think he went beyond the rookie list at Port Power. He may have been elevated above that at one stage, but didn't get a chance to play again in the AFL, and then of course went off to over there in the Ovens and Murray League. But he's back again playing with Westies. It's great to see him here as the ball went down to half forward, and the ball is out of bounds for a throw-in. West Adelaide in attack. They need to do something here. They trail by 49 points after Central's dominated the third quarter, the throw-in. It's all locked up once again, and the umpire comes in and says it is going to be mine. So 45 metres out from goal. Westies in attack at the moment, live from Elizabeth, and a beautiful sight here. Umpire throws the ball up on this occasion. No one able to really get a decisive tap out. The ball comes out of defence there by Centrals. May have been Wilson who got that. No, it wasn't. It was actually one of the youngsters in Chris Mussolino. Got the kick away. Picked up, though, by Donaldson. Lovely pass from Donaldson, and he's found his teammate, too, in Wedding. Ashley Wedding has only kicked the one goal the young forward from up there in Darwin. Nice looking kick too. Very, very close to the goal line. Thumped away by the central defenders and the ball is out of bounds. Only about 10 metres around, but a very, very promising build-up there by West Adelaide.
Almost 2 minutes, 1.5 minutes gone in the final quarter here. 49 points. They still trail by the Bloods. They need early goals and they need quite a few of them in quick succession here. Can they capitalise on this opportunity inside their forward 50-metre arc? No, they can't. As Elijah Ware for Central Districts takes the ball and runs away with great pace from the West Adelaide forwards to clear the ball out of the defensive 50. Links up with Paul Thomas to again get another possession for Ware and kick it out to the outer centre wing here for his side. West Adelaide best position to mop up here, but they're going to utilise the boundary line on this occasion and seek the solace of a boundary throw in. They do. Again, another example, players unable to take the ball with any confidence below their knees tonight. A lot of fumbling going on, and some clean possession for West Adelaide in this last quarter would be extremely useful in their scoreboard hunt to reduce this margin as the restart in play is taken by McCabe. He's well tackled. And it's picked up for the Bloods by Jakes. He sprints away from the contest, receives a Shepherd from Slattery, then handballs inboard to Haynes. He'll kick the Bloods long inside 50. Wiggins storming out from the goal square, gets his hand to the contest, doesn't take the mark though. Izard at ground level again, just can't take the ball cleanly, had an opportunity to do so. And the Dogs now take advantage of that situation to clear the ball through Norsworthy. He's got Thomas in support. Thomas will kick it inboard, looking for Shell, but Jericho takes the mark and the Shell holds onto the back of his Guernsey. No point arguing, Daniel. It is a clear rule in the SANFL. You can't do that, and he will have a 25-metre penalty paid against him, which is technically correct, allows Jericho to clear the ball out wide where Dragicevic makes ground to receive the handball inboard, picks it up on the bounce now, scoots away from Luke McCabe and kicks it inside 50. Wedding coming out, can he take the mark? No, he can't, and Centrals again have the opportunity to relieve the pressure. They do so now through Big Brooks, who kicks the ball to the outer side of the ground. Mackenzie is there and does very well to tap the ball to his own advantage, utilises the support then in James Gowans. He's going to kick it. It has to be pinpointed, and it is. And it finds Justin Westhoff, takes the ball, spins around, kicks it inside 50. Daniel Shell in front, well spoiled by Grieger on that occasion. Jakes cast in the role of a rover, got possession of the ball over there towards Slattery. Slattery on the up feeds Newbury. He goes by hand to Jakes. He utilises Donaldson, gets it back in the 1-2, and now the 3 back to Donaldson, and Lukey Donaldson on his left boot kicks it out wide. Izard 1 against 2. Big Sculler gets his frame in front, and Wilson combined to actually feed the ball back inside the Central District forward line where Justin Westhoff has taken yet another mark.
Westhoff feeds off the brother. No, actually fed the ball off to his brother in Lee Westhoff, and a nice kick and a very, very good and strong mark is taken here by Central District, only 40 metres out from goal. That was good stuff, and Central's looked very, very impressive there. Is that James Gowans getting up? Yes, it is. It's James Gowans. Very, very strong mark under a lot of pressure as he goes back. His brother off the ground with what looks to be a hamstring injury. And so James Gowans now will kick from about 40 metres. At the moment, Central's leading by 49 points. And what a wonderful player James Gowans has been. I still rank him in the top 3 players in the competition. And he comes, lines up for goal, taking his time. He's normally a beautiful kicker of the football. If you're a young person learning the game, you can't learn perhaps how to kick a football any better than that. He's put it straight through the middle for a goal. That's his first goal. Did he kick a goal earlier? I'm trying to work out because we're 1 short here. So James Gowans has kicked that goal anyway, and Central's moved further ahead. 15 goals, 7.97. West Adelaide, 6 goals, 6.36. And Central's just so much cleaner when they go forward. They've got targets up there. They seem to be able to handle the ball so much better than Westie's Stuart Cochrane. Yeah,
there was a gutsy mark by James Gowans too. He put his head in the hole there and took a great grab and finished it off. But I think the Central supporters will be heartened by the way they're shepherding and blocking for each other tonight too. Much improved on previous weeks.
Jakes trying to crumb the ball after winning the tap out. It's Dragicevic that takes possession of it, kicks it to half forward for West Adelaide. McMillan beaten by the bounce on that occasion. Off to Hyde, takes possession of the ball, goes by hand to Norsworthy. He's going to look for Sculler, but chipping in and doing it well was Purchase. Creates the turnover. Handballs to McMillan. His handball was trying to accommodate Haynes, was well smothered by Wilson on that occasion. Creates the turnover, and Sculler and Norsworthy combine along with Paul Thomas, who feeds on the up to Lee Westhoff. The Dogs will go inside 50 now, but going back with the flight of the ball and reading it best for West Adelaide was Charles Slattery. Takes the relieving mark, feeds off to Donaldson by hand. He's going to go up the middle of the ground to Newbury. He's got Bonadio in support, decides to put the ball on his left leg and finds Dragicevic. Dragicevic got a player free inside 50 in Benny Hollands, and he's taken the mark 45 metres out from goal. He's going to chip it short over the top to Benny Haynes, who's made space for him, and he takes the mark 30 metres out from goal on the slightest of angles, but shouldn't have too much difficulty in negotiating this one. In fact, it might even be Fisher. We'll wait for him to turn around in the end. I'm going to go with young Ben Fisher, I think, is the player, as Daniel Shell comes off for a spell, replaced by Chad O'Sullivan, and Fisher goes in and pops it straight through for the answering goal there to the Bloods. Benny Fisher, younger brother of Sam, who's over at St Kilda, as we know at the moment, puts it through for his first goal. West Adelaide's first for the quarter. They now move on to 7-6, which is 48, trailing the Bloods, who have effectively doubled, trailing the Dogs, sorry, who have effectively doubled the Bloods score. They are 15-7, 97, 49-point break for West Central Districts now. 8 minutes played in this final quarter. Your commentator is Doug Oakley.
There's the ball up to get play underway. Mackenzie got the tap out, but West Adelaide are first into attack. It goes down towards half forward. It may have been Dragicevic once again, but Central's up to the task. They bring it out of defence. Knocked away by Donaldson. Knocked it into the face of one of his teammates. It just came off so quickly. It was a bit of a difficult one to take there. Eventually taken by Hollands. Gets it across there to Glover, the player that copped that one in the mouth earlier. On now to Purchase. Purchase now drops the ball in towards centre half forward. And they're just making it so hard, I think, the West Adelaide players. The forwards just seem to be either outnumbered or outmuscled and just not able to take those grabs up forward. Central District, again, too strong in defence as they bring it out there through the youngster in Chad Norsworthy. Goes with the left foot. Didn't get a lot of distance with it, and West Adelaide are able to still keep the ball in their forward line very close to the scoreboard, which at the moment the lights are shining on it, and they show Central District 15-7, 97. Westies are 7-6, 48. And again, we say g'day if you're listening to us on the internet, particularly overseas. It's a night match here in Adelaide if you're a little bit out of things over there. And we've got the big game down here at Elizabeth. And we are currently 9 minutes into the final quarter, being dominated by Centrals at the moment on the scoreboard too. They lead by 49 points. And the ball, is it still in play? Yes, it is. It's on the outer side of the ground. It's a long way from here. And they go forward once again. Zibadala down towards the half-forward line. He goes, and a free kick to be paid here to a Central District. And the boy going back there is Elijah Ware.
Ware now, opportunity to pump Central's inside 50 if he chooses not to go laterally. He does go laterally. Norsworthy, hard running from the back end of the ground, takes possession of the ball and kicks very nicely to Sculler. It was a chest mark in the end, but the big fella, rare mistake tonight. We're spilling that one, but he's taken some 14 or so other marks, so we can forgive him at this point in time. And West Adelaide win the resultant free kick as Borowski, just on the ground, was taken high and wins the free kick, still deep in the defensive half of the ground for the Bloods. He's going to be forced to kick it up the grandstand wing, Jarks, and also Thomas. Jarks has to spoil Thomas from behind, and it's Dutchke that takes possession of the ball, kicks it down towards half forward again, where Borowski takes the mark, gets his second kick inside of 10 seconds. This time goes in board to Newbury. The ball again below knee level, manages to take possession of it now. And Dragicevic goes by hand to Glover. His kick will go straight into the lap of Big Buckets Mackenzie, who had positioned himself quite strategically well there across half-back. Goes in board to Sibanela. He's got Norsworthy in support. He's played a good game and ran hard tonight, has Norsworthy. He goes out wide to Wilson, and Wilson will utilise James Gowans on the outer side of the ground. He takes the mark inside 50. Now handballs it back to Wilson, and he's going to chip in short, and Chad O'Sullivan in front of Jericho now will get a shot on goal from 35 metres out on a slight angle, going for goal number 4 to put himself clearly as the leading goal kicker in the game tonight. Is that somewhat of a surprise, Stewie Cochrane?
I don't think so. And the way the ball's come down too, there's been some precision foot passing, so he's been on the end of those a couple of times as well.
Let's have a look. He's kicked 2 with his left tonight, 1 with his right, and his next shot on goal misses to the outer side of the ground. Chad O'Sullivan, 3 goals, 3 now for the evening, and the Dogs extend their lead. They are 15-8-98. Leading West Adelaide, who are 7-6-48. It's an even 50-point lead. We've played 11.5 minutes here in the final quarter at Hamra Homes Oval down here at Elizabeth, where we're under lights. Doug Oakley.
Under the lights, and we're just waiting now for the ball to be brought back into play by Luke Donaldson, who is the designator kicker, and he finds Ben Haynes across half-back. Haynes now plays on with a hand pass back to Donaldson, who ran 3 after that kick out. Nice kick. He's got a beautiful leg on him, has Luke Donaldson now. He finds Ben Hollands now near the centre of the ground. Another nice kick there. This is where Westies are breaking down now. They've got the ball midway between wing and half forward, kicking up towards that position and still not able to find their targets, or at least kicking to a contest repeatedly. And again, it's come unstuck, although this time there is a free kick paid to Westies. And the boy going back and taking it is Marcus McMillan, recruited this year from Yarrawonga. He went with a hand pass, gets it back here to Haynes by the looks of things. What's he going to do? Goes onto his left foot, gets his foot to it, but under an enormous amount of pressure. I don't think Westies are going to come out of this one. They may. Umpire says it is a free kick. It will go against West Adelaide, and the free kick to be paid here to James Gowans. His kick out now towards the wing of the mark, taken this time by Norsworthy. He's racked up the possessions. Son of Mark. How many possessions, Mark? 26. Pretty fair effort. He finds another youngster there in Reece Francis from Malala, recruited this year to the club. Got it on there to Luke McCabe. McCabe, the former Hawthorn player, in towards the 50-metre line. No one able to pick up the ball. The ball is on the ground. What's going to happen this time? A hand pass that came out there from O'Sullivan, it may have been. Got it across. Another kick in towards the teeth of goal. Up they go, and a good mark. A wonderful mark, in fact, has been taken here by young Westhoff, playing his first game, Justin Westhoff. And he's kicked 2 goals so far in what's been a very, very promising performance. These boys have been back in the reserves for how long, Stewie? A couple of years?
Yeah, he's probably played the last year and a half, I think, and he's got something special about him, hasn't he? You can see there he takes that, takes a fantastic grab and hopefully finish it off with a goal.
May not have him all that long, you know. And he comes, kicks for goal, and he's finished off. That's his 3rd goal for the night. It's been a very, very promising performance. The stats probably won't show a lot of kicks in that, but what he does well. He's kicked 3 goals. When I say you may not have him much longer, I got a feeling there'd be a few AFL clubs that may be looking at a lad like him.
Yeah, well, he's a big bloke, and he's performs well below his knees too. He almost plays like a rover up in that forward line once the ball hits the ground. But to have someone like him who's so versatile, you can almost throw him in the ruck too. So he's going to be a great player of the future.
I don't know about that one, Doug. He's already 19 years of age, so he's obviously already got under the guard of some clubs. It's assuming by the season's end he may be 20 or nearing on 20. There's no certainty to go at that point in time, but he certainly appears talented enough as Dragicevic wins the centre clearance for the Bloods, kicks it towards half forward, where Ofterhide is the first one to take possession of the ball, kicks it back high out of the outer wing, where Dragicevic had made some impressive ground up after getting the initial possession to take the mark. He'll chip it in board where big Jeremy Jakes has made position inside the centre square. He goes by hand to the quarterback for West Adelaide in Luke Donaldson, steps back around inside the centre square and kicks it long inside 50, straight down the throat of the Central District player in Eve Sibanela, who took the uncontested mark and kicks it out wide to James Gowans. He goes straight onto the left leg with a high amount of skill to find another target out of side of the ground. Storming out there and taking the mark is Westhoff again. I think you'll find kick in board is intercepted by Haynes on this occasion. Decided to soccer the ball rather than pick it up though, and allowed James Gowans back into the contest. He'll find Ware looks to chip short to O'Sullivan. Misses the target under some pressure on that occasion, but O'Sullivan, fantastic second effort to get back involved in the contest. Picked up the ball. That effort appreciated by the crowd here. You can hear, kicks it inside 50. Dutchke just nudged Slattery under the ball on that occasion. Took the mark. Luke McCabe has made some space inside 50. Dutchke's going to kick from right on the 50-metre line. Won't get the distance. Big Scullum is in position to get involved in this marking contest, but in the end, Jericho chips in front, and 3rd man up takes the uncontested mark. And West Adelaide bring the ball out wide. A lazy kick on that occasion as they cleared the ball out of the defensive 50-metre arc, and under no pressure trying to kick the ball to Charles Slattery. In the end, ball went straight over the boundary line there from Ben Fisher. So just a skill error costing the young West Adelaide player on that occasion. As Sculler grabs the ball out of the ruck contest, he was immediately tackled, but umpire gave him the benefit of the doubt in getting rid of it. And Jakes then is also tackled, and umpire will come in, bounce the ball down. Doug, 16.5 minutes into the final quarter. It is Centrals by 56 points.
I was going to say, how did he get rid of it? But anyway, that's...
Well, technically that's holding the ball.
Yeah, I think the way that's as I understood it too, but actually the umpies, I must admit, we've hardly noticed them tonight.
No, they've been fine, yeah.
I think it depends on your mindset when you come to a game. It may be different when you're a player, Stewie, and you're out there in the heat of the battle and so forth, but...
certainly different when you don't have an emotional interest in the game. I think you find how relatively little impact they have on the outcome of the contest.
Yeah, they've been good tonight.
Yep. No, I think they've done a great job. So the action once again is deep in the attacking zone here for Centrals. Matty Slade, wonderful pickup. Got it across to Lee Westhoff. He was under pressure though. Simon Munn might have been grabbed a bit high. No, he wasn't. Umpire was closer than me. Munn got the kick away. No, there is a free kick, in fact. Might have been felled after delivery. And so it's coming back here to Simon Munn.
He paid the initial free, Doug, was just giving the opportunity for the advantage to exist if it was there. So no advantage, then brought it back. So good umpiring.
So there's the kick now down towards the centre wing. But again, Westies, they're not able to find their targets, are they? It's been a constant thing that we've said all night. This time it looks like James Gowans, that familiar left foot of his. He's a natural right footer, but beautiful on either side of the body. Again, eventually taken here by Luke Donaldson. He goes with a hand pass, gets it out there to a teammate. A long way from here.
Newbury, Doug.
Newbury it was, and the ball has gone out of bounds. And in fact, on the full, a free kick to be taken by Central District. Outer side of the ground, they're kicking toward the Adelaide City end of the oval down here. So the southern end of the oval at Elizabeth. The lights are on, and that light over there is very, very bright. Have they turned that up, do you reckon, John? Maybe I'm just looking at it. No,
just the play hasn't been down that end of the ground as much, I think, as the other end. So Centrals now go inside 50. Adrian Wilson gets on the end of a crumb. He'll get a shot on goal here, as his father did many times about 20-odd years ago in Bulldogs colours, and that was Wilbur. But Adrian's shot at this point in time missed, and the resumption in play was very well marked by Glover for West Adelaide on that occasion. His kick goes up the grandstand side of the ground. West Adelaide again trying to get possession of the ball through O'Sullivan. His namesake for Central Districts, Chad O'Sullivan, has been quite prolific tonight, but on that occasion it was Ryan O'Sullivan involved in that contest, and now he'll be involved in the ruck contest as the ball is thrown in on the grandstand centre wing. Glover and Chad O'Sullivan go at it. Chad O'Sullivan didn't like the treatment he received, but Ross Glover just jogs away and says, well, there was nothing wrong with that one, just a good, strong approach to lay the tackle on that occasion. Restart in play. Donaldson keeps his head over the ball. Handball's on the up to Big O'Sullivan, or Dragicevic it was, may have been pushed in the back. Umpire says no. Great handball from Chad O'Sullivan on the up to Paul Thomas. He'll get a shot on goal, which may bounce through. Or will Justin Westhoff get his feet to the ball? It didn't bounce through, but I think the big talented 19-year-old in his debut game was able to get his foot to the ball and pop through his fourth goal in his first game in league colours for Central Districts. He's going to be certainly a player of the future for the club, and an important cog in their forward line setup in this season, as Central Districts have kicked their 17th. We've just entered time on now, 20 minutes gone in the final quarter. The Doggies 17-9, 111. West Adelaide 7-6, 48. So that is, let's see, a 63-point lead to the Dogs as play restarts in the middle. But Stewie Cochran, look, with Luke Cowan still to come into the side, you may have found one here in Justin Westhoff.
Yeah, he's looked good tonight, and smart kick by Paul Thomas, that last one over the top, and enabled Westhoff to run back and kick an easy goal.
Just on 9 o'clock, so if that's the time to send the kids to bed. There it is as Centrals go forward once again. And a mark has been taken here by Central District about 35 metres out from goal. And a chance for, it is Adrian Wilson to have this shot at goal. Solid sort of a lad, isn't he? I mean, I think he weighs about 87 kilos according to the according to the budget. Yeah, real lump of a lad. I mean, Wilbur used to carry a pound or two as well, didn't he?
Yeah, but Adrian's probably a bit stronger than Wilbur, I reckon. And as we've seen tonight, he can be used across the half-back line. But in the last quarter, he's been thrown up forward and he's looked pretty dangerous too.
He's got lovely skills and that lovely left-foot kick of his, which, of course, his dad made famous when he played here for Centrals. Sure, your dad has often told you about Wilbur, Stewie.
Yes, many a long story has been told about Wilbur.
As in comes Adrian Wilson, kicks for goal. And no, Wilbur wouldn't have missed that one. But Adrian has, and he's put it through for a minor score. Central District, 17 goals, 10. 17 goals, 10, 112. West Adelaide sitting on 7 goals, 10, 40...
7-6.
7-6 it is, 7-6, 48. And Westies now bring the ball out of defence. Young Ben Fisher with the ball back towards the centre of the ground, and the mark is taken here by Simon Munn, the vice-captain, one of the vice-captains of West Adelaide. He shares that title with Luke Donaldson. Comes up now towards goal, about 50 metres out, and the mark's been taken. And a good strong mark, too, in front of the pack there by big Patrick Wiggins. Big lump of a lad, recruited from Western Bulldogs, played a little bit of AFL. His brother, of course, has played a whole lot more, playing with Carlton. I think originally from Tasmania. As he comes in now, kicks. He'll kick from about 48 metres. There's the kick for goal. This time, what's he done? I think he's off target with this one and puts it through for a minor score. 2 behind so far tonight for Patrick Wiggins. And West Adelaide move along to 7 goals, 7-49, but Trading Central's 17-10, 112. 22 and a half minutes gone in the final quarter, and Central's now to bring the ball down the grandstand flank. Looks like one of the Westhoff boys there, and he goes in short and finds Chad Norsworthy.
Knocked up, getting possessions tonight from the back half of the ground has Chad Norsworthy, and also the front half of the ground running hard from defence. His kick is to a contest. West Adelaide win possession of the ball through Munn. They'll go forward. He's going to look to find Wiggins. His kick is to Wiggins' advantage. He pops the leg up. In fact, McMillan in the end took the mark. Handballed it out to Jericho. He'll kick it long to the top of the square. Sculler going back with a fly to the ball. Got his hand to it. Couldn't take the mark. Manny Haynes manages to pop the ball onto his boot. It's a rush shot at goal and subsequently slews across the face of goal and goes out of bounds on the full. Will not register a score for the Bloods as they seek to bring up the half century. They're on 7-7-49. Central's a 17-10, 112. And the resumption in play comes to centre wing. Big Ryan O'Sullivan drops a simple uncontested mark, but West Adelaide have the numbers there. Get possession of the ball back across the half-forward line to Brian McMillan. He kicks in board to a contest there. Newbury couldn't take the mark. Thomas competed very well for Centrals and then got the ball at ground level. Handballed over to James Gowans, who combines now with Quentin Graham, who runs through the middle of the ground. Will go out wide to Big off to high, kicks the ball long. In fact, Sibonala is the player inside 50, and coming from behind, Mackenzie couldn't take the mark. Donaldson can take possession of the ball though, and does so, and utilises Jericho, grandstand side of the ground. 24 minutes played in the final quarter. He's got young Born Free, who's just come on the ground, and the advantage of the interchange there will allow him to take possession of this one as Jericho goes short and finds young Bourne. He's got Newbury short, decides to use that option now. That was a 15, perhaps 20-metre kick, and he missed the target on that occasion, which is perhaps just a sign of where the Bloods are at this point in time. Newbury finds McMillan. He goes in board. That's a better-looking kick to get to Fisher. Comes to Bourne, who's run up again. Good to see him get involved again. And this time he finds his target in Ross Glover. Well done. And Glover's kick, looking for Haynes out wide, does well to push his opponent under the contest, picks the ball up, runs inside 50, pops it on his left boot. The goal square is open, and I think he's put it through for a minor score. He has, to Ben Haynes. He has now kicked 2-2. The Bloods bring up the half-ton. They are 7-8-50. Central's a 17-10, 112. It's a 62-point lead to the Bulldogs. We've played 25 minutes in this final quarter, and Big Sculler has taken another mark. How many is that for him, Ben Pittman, tonight? I'd suggest about 9 or 10 marks. 9 marks for Sculler. And they're going to play down time now on the clock. He goes backwards to Mussolino. He's got a player free in the middle of the ground in off to hide. Kick misses his target, but off to hide's got about 40 metres of space, so he takes his time to pick up the ball and then feeds it up towards centre wing now. The Dogs have got the opportunity now to go inside 50. Can handball the ball to Ware and do so. Elijah Ware now will kick it long, looking for buckets. Mackenzie coming from behind, pops out the right mid. The crowd like what they see there. competing against Adrian Bonadeo. Big Buckets Mackenzie has taken what was probably the mark of the evening tonight and will go back from point-blank range and have a shot on goal after the siren at the 26-minute mark of the last quarter. Will have a shot on goal to kick his third for the game and extend the winning margin now for the Dogs. Let's have a look. 15 metres directly in front. Through it goes. Through to the gum trees at the back. Some high fives all round. Big Jason McKenzie kicks his third. And the final score sees Central Districts on 18 goals 10. That is 118